Oh, good day, family. Took me a minute to get things together, but I think I got it. Well, I got what I need. I got the book, More Dirty Little Secrets. We've been on this book, longer than we've been on the other books, it seems like. But we only got a little bit to go. We only got a little bit more to go. I'm like learning how to read, how to truly read. Man, that was quite taxing last night. I wanted to. Where's my stapler? I got a stapler somewhere. Oh, I can put it. I'm trying to not go by tables and shelves. At least get some stuff off the floor. But you can't throw away a book or a piece of paper. Everything that's scattered out. No, I can't afford to throw away a book or a piece of paper or a note or napkin. Nothing that's right here surrounding me. Because all of it belongs to the school. All of it belongs to Bolden Nation Multiversity. Yep. Oh, good day. Good day, Kelvin. It's so good to see you. Wow, you be on it. I know you do, and I sure appreciate it. I thank you. Even if you just coming to say hi to us and let you know and let us know that you came through and you were thinking about us. You keep our ancestors on your mind. Even if it's just for that, I am appreciative. I show anybody that love the ancestors and want to be there. I bet, Kelvin, if you have more than one TV, every last one of them will be listening to somebody teaching something about us and our ancestors. Because I was thinking about that this morning. If I had another TV, I try not to get more than one TV. You know, these days, it has been years and stuff with my grandbabies. You would have to have one in the room and in the living room because, you know, babies like they on TV and stuff. But through the years and stuff, I just try to have one TV. But I was thinking this morning, I bet if I had another TV, one would be playing Dr. John Henry Clark in here. And in there, I might be listening to Dr. Phil Valentine, just walking from room to room. Just walking from room to room. But I would love to have surround sound, y'all. Can you imagine that all of our houses in this country today, we all on sync and we are all our surround sound, y'all. It's just pumping that knowledge. 24/7, we getting knowledge. The only time you probably turn it off is, I don't know, when you meditate. You might turn it off then, or when you know you just want to, I don't know, just relax, relate, and release. Then you might turn it off. But other than that, it'd be like Mike's TV, 24-hour streaming, surround sound. I mean, yeah, you know, it's just wow. That is what we need to be doing and looking at and putting all our attention in us. Because that's our greatness. It ain't going to come from nowhere else. It ain't going to come from nowhere else. If it was, it would have been no pain. But ain't nothing coming for us. Ain't nothing coming for us. I don't know why. It seemed like no one wanted to tell us these things, like we couldn't handle it. Oh, probably because of white America. Everybody's scared. Everybody's scared too. Don't feel bad if you know you feel them feelings come up, because dealing with these people, white people, if there's a distinguish that need to be made, I ain't got to make it. I feel as a black woman, I do not have to make it. Sure don't, honey. When I look at these books and read these books, I don't know which one of these men is Irish or I don't know, Canadian. It was Irish men that was in the draft riot. I'm just now learning about all these massacres. And so to me, I didn't learn the different classifications. Where's Red Summer at our Black Bible? I didn't learn the classifications of different people and stuff. I'm just used to white people, black people, and Mexicans, my whole life. Then I was like 30 in my 30s when I moved to Minnesota. And it's like everybody here. I was in a culture shock for a couple of years, probably 2-3 years. Yeah, I was in a culture shock, probably longer than that. Most likely longer than that. Because after I came to Minnesota and after I did see, Hmong and Amish and Africans, real Africans, after that is when I had the awakening of my people, what my people going through. So, yeah, it's been a long time. It's been since Trayvon Martin, probably 13 years or so. But it's all for the purpose of what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to be. For me, that's what it all is and stuff. It wouldn't take that long if there's no resistance. I would have been here doing this if I didn't have any resistance, within my life and myself, and doubts, fears, just not really thinking and believing that all of this greatness is real. All of this greatness is real, because I know as Black people, I know sometimes we feel it, but we brush it off. We don't know what it is. We can't identify where it comes from. It comes and goes. I feel it. I know it's something, but we don't really hone in on it because it has never been a perception that we've been encouraged to critique, to see what it's about, what's going on. But that's all our greatness inside of us. That's all our greatness inside of us. I'm just trying to hone in on mine. Sure will, son. All of the ancestors give me a little bitty piece of you, because I will tell their stories. Sure will, honey. I will tell my ancestor stories. Every last one of them. I don't care if you see me sitting here choking, crying, snotting, throwing up. Faint. I might faint a little bit right here and wake up. Still pissed off, cursing and cussing. You might see a little bit of everything here, because I probably ain't gonna edit nothing. I ain't learned how to edit so far. I doubt if I do. I doubt if I edit. Yeah. For what? You need to know, Black America, that we got to be who we are. We must be who we are. If we ain't got time to dress it up, pretty it up, and get a whole little fake persona going. We done with that shit. I can't do it. I never did. I can't do it. I'm not going to waste my time doing it. It's going to be what it is right here, right now. Because, hell, I don't know what is finna be revealed, what we finna see. But, honey, it's going to be worse than this, than what you seeing over here. What you seeing over here. Matter of fact, what we reading, it takes precedence over how I'm coming. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a messenger. You ain't supposed to be focused on her ass crying again. There she go, cussing everybody out again and stuff. Don't want nobody to say good morning. I ain't said take your shoes off. I ain't said take your shoes off. I got my own little wants and needs when you come up in here. Be respectful to my ancestors. Know where you at before you sit up in here and waste all your time. I don't want you to waste all your time. I don't want you to be irritated and at odds with yourself if you ain't even supposed to be here. You're supposed to be where you supposed to be at that time. And you'll make it back. I'm sure you won't forget if you do have to go to other places and stuff. Oh, wait. Man, I was up till 6 o'clock this morning. I just woke up. Got ready to come on and read more Dirty Little Secrets. Because I think I was seeing Dr. Claude Anderson and his son, Brent. Get that book. Get your book face. So, yeah. But I was up all night. And what I was reading and looking at, I was reading and watching, listening. Dr. Daniel Black. Oh, he's so powerful, y'all. Ooh, what do we owe our ancestors? I don't know. I know people be saying, I don't know. I know. People be saying the spoiler alert and stuff. I don't want to spoil the movie for you. I'll be like, yeah, tell me what the hell finna happen in the movie. It don't bother me to tell me what's finna happen in the movie. Maybe I'm just that type of person that hell gone and let me know. You ain't gonna spoil it. You ain't gonna spoil it because 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna get that close to how the movie gonna portray it anyway. So yeah, it don't bother me to be like, I done told your ass all the movie. Now you ain't even got to go see it. Now you ain't even got to read the book. Yes, I do. You just made it interesting. It don't really spoil it for me and stuff. But there's a movie, another movie I was listening to. Also, I forgot sister's name. It wasn't Readings with Regina, but she's a powerful sister. And we got to get in with her channel too. Don't forget, subscribe to Mike TV on TikTok because he need 1,000 followers on his TikTok. I subscribe, but I don't even know what to do with TikTok. But yeah, I went to the search bar, typed his name in and hit subscribe because I don't know these social media channels and stuff. I'm just trying to, not let it leave me behind. I want to tell my visions and perceivances and my perspectives too. Hell, everybody else telling theirs. Who gonna say, oh, face, don't none of that make sense. Sit down, be quiet. We don't want to hear about that no more. We all going to heaven. You talking nonsense. We don't know what you saying and stuff. So fucking what? You don't know what everybody else saying either. Because they ass is lying to you. They asses is lying to you, but it makes sense. Ain't that fucked up? They lying to you, misleading you, been lying to you, been misleading you, Black America, but it makes sense. So you're going to roll with that. Then here I come with all this. We ain't never heard this. This don't even make sense. Hell, we're going to be just lost in the multiverse, lost in the ethers. Falling face, motherfucker. Now we going to the 12th of never. Don't make sense. So we ain't going to go and stuff. I know. I know. It can, it can make it seem like you at odds with yourself and stuff. Just don't fight it. Just do not fight it. That's what everybody been telling me that I've been listening to. Yeah. Any resistance you got to it, okay. I put the resistance to the side and let me see where this leads. Just open up to it. And maybe you'll find your way there. I don't know how they saying to do it, but you got to do it. Just because something is easier don't mean it's right for us, Black people. Everything is different for Black people. I know y'all all face, we all the same. No, we ain't. That's a motherfucking lie. That's a motherfucking lie. Hell, Davis got a head and 4 limbs. Yeah, don't you, David? He got 2 eyes, a nose. I ain't seen but 1 tongue, 2 ears. Yeah. So, we all got that same physical embodiment. The creator, the cosmos, your high power, whoever it is, gave all of us. Because y'all the one say it's one. So, that high power that y'all call on, I could just call it cosmic energy, gave us all that similar body. Gave us all that similar body. Everything else is different. Right down to the very blood, plasma, the cellular, getting to the nitty gritty. We different from white folks. And I know y'all say all blood is the same. All blood is red. Hell, you don't know what color they blood is before we hit the air. For real, I'm just saying. It look blue, could be purple. Hell, I don't know. Might be black. But when it hit the air, it's red. That's true. David's blood is red if it hit the air. Any animals, the blood is red when it hit the air. We know that. But before then, you don't know what the hell is pulsing through these people. I don't know what the hell is pulsing through white America. I'm just saying. My whole scope seems to be the majority of it anyway. What white people has done to my people. I can't make sense of it. So to me, no, we're not the same. We are not the same. That's why Black America, we eating like white folks, living like white folks, thinking like white folks, breathing like white folks, dressing like white folks, doing everything like white folks because we haven't been able to. Is that Mike? Good day, Mike. It's so good to see you. I was just talking about you. Yeah, and I wasn't saying nothing that I shouldn't have been saying or nothing like that. I was just, mentioning you. We appreciate you and stuff. And yeah, we helping each other. I finally did subscribe. I still don't know what to do with TikTok, but I'm one of the numbers too. So we can help you get your numbers and stuff. And then I want to get my numbers on TikTok. If that's what the ancestors say, face, get on over there so you can talk to them too. Then I want to do it too. But I'm just saying, for us as a people, it's just a different day. It's a better day. This is our day. Y'all, after all of this that our ancestors done suffered, it's our day. Yeah. And we either take it now or let shit go like it's going to go. And it's going to go. I mean, the shit going to hit the fan. I don't know if somebody going to turn it up to the highest speed, if it's going to be on one of them oscillating fans. But when the shit get to flying, it's going everywhere. It's going everywhere. I just want to make sure my people is all right. Finally. Because we ain't all right out here. We ain't all right. And folks calling for Carmelo's death. That's white folks are truly the motherfucking hypocrites. Trying to say that black people are threats. We the threat to them now. I said I wasn't going to get on that today. So we're going to keep it light. But that's kind of difficult for me to do and stuff. I'm going to learn how to separate the two. But they go hand in hand. It's about us. It's about us. Perhaps don't teach your kids to be out here bullying and shit. They go for everybody. I don't care what color you is, where you live at, what you do, how much money you got. Teach your kids to stop being motherfucking bullies. Stop trying to go up to folks and tell them what they need to do. That ain't your damn business. If somebody's out of place, go tell the authorities. That little boy, that young man should have went and told the authorities. Someone is here that's not on this team. I ain't even really looked at it that much. I'm following this sister. But I ain't really looked at a lot of the articles and stuff, the videos and stuff on it. But I know enough to know that even if that boy wasn't racist, but he probably had a little bit of racism in him. It's in his spine. Even if it ain't came out, it's in him. But for him to not go get the authorities and to try to boss Carmelo and tell him what to do, that was wrong from the get-go. That was wrong from the get-go. It was another video I seen that gave me the impression also this little boy, they bullies? Is that what it is? They bullies. And then I already done expressed my opinion on our children being out, interacting in society, in school. They got sports and they own their teams together and stuff. Some of them went to school together since they was in kindergarten and stuff like that. So we got valid relationships, sincere on our part, relationships with white people. They just don't have that for us. So whatever the case be with that little boy and stuff, I'll wait till the trial come out and see what they say. Because I've also heard that, they've been bullying Carmelo. I haven't been falling into sin stuff, but I can wait till the trial come out and stuff because it still remains the fact to me that they asses ain't no good for us to be around no more. They just not. They not no good for us to be around no more. All this bullying and telling folks what to do and shit. It might be a thin line between bullying and racism. Hell, I don't know. Could bullying be the mask over his racism? Hell, I don't know. I know it seems like the mama is the aggressor than the father is and stuff. But his ass did go to the press conference for what? With a damn bandage on his arm and a fanny pack around his waist. So I don't know if this right here is meant to be a decoy, like that one man that was finna shoot the 10-year-old little black girl because she was selling cookies in the neighborhood, knocked on his door, the Ring camera saying that he wasn't at home. Thank the ancestors. Because that motherfucker hollered out, told the little baby, "You black bitch, if I was home, I'd kill you." Thought she was a decoy. Like had some black men hiding around the side of the building, his house, ready to kick the door in when he answered. Some bullshit. You see, so I don't know if that fanny pack and that wrapped up arm and stuff was a decoy. So ain't nobody ever thinking that arm gonna swing out, grab what he gonna grab, and just go back to mob vengeance like they mentality is. I don't know. Yeah, all I'm saying is black people, we need to get the hell away from these people before we really hemmed up and some shit we can't get out of, like Sophia. and robot dogs, and your asses is trapped in Tesla cars and stuff. Honey, it's bigger than me. I'm just trying to get my way through to express myself about my ancestors and what they need and want from us, because we got a duty to them. Daniel Black said the duty is revolution. We owe our ancestors a revolution. I don't give a damn what you say. Your revolution, mine might be just sitting here reading. Yours might be just reading. I don't know. You probably supposed to get out, teach young black boys how to change a tire. Hell, teach me how to change a tire. Yeah, maybe that's part of your part of the revolution. I don't know. He said you got to find out where your position is. That was my first time listening to him when I got off last night, and I had to process all that. And I was up to 6 o'clock this morning. Woke up a couple of times, stuff, and went back to sleep. But yeah, I processed it. I still feel like I feel about white folks and what has happened. But I processed it. I could go outside and stuff and not look at a motherfucking. They remind me of some of these people I'm reading about in this book right here, and how they just slobbing at the mouth and groveling. You know, even though I know that it don't take but one specific act of outrage to set them off. I know this about them. Yep. Just because I read it. Hit me up, I'm sending you to the movies. Oh, thank you. Oh, my ancestors. I'm going to see Sinners. I just looked it up. It's here in Minneapolis today through Sunday, I think. Thank you, Mike. I'm going to call you when I get off. I'm going to call you my brother. Oh, I love you to life. I love y'all to life. I love y'all to life. Y'all are me. I done waited my whole life to get here. Yeah, I know. I done waited my whole life to get here and tell my people how I feel about us. But it's different. I know I'm going to be like this type of story. Reading these types of books, and we learning this type of stuff, because I didn't know this. And I'm so appreciative of you, Mike, and Sugar Shack TV. My sister, how you doing? My sister, who is that? Sugar Shack TV. I am Kiara and Kelvin. Thank y'all. Y'all here, I'm here, and there's a couple of more here, so let's read. Let's get the fundamentals out the way. We're going to read some good stuff today. We on the good, the greatness, the magnificence of our people this time of the day. I might stray and get the ranting and stuff, but that's just me. You're going to have to take all of me. Yeah. But today, this afternoon and stuff, we just try to stay on the good of us, because we need that. You know, we need that. And I do feel bad sometimes when I don't make it at lunchtime, because I be thinking to myself, oh, I hope they processed last night, because it take me some work to process stuff, you know. So yeah, so let's just get to it. So let's get the fundamentals out the way. We all know I'm Face the Nation, and we on Bolden Unchained, and we're here to assist Black America. Yes, honey, let me turn on some air, because I don't want to get too overheated and stuff in here. It's getting pretty outside. You better be glad ain't no sun shining in here, honey. Sure, Wayne, I wish I could just rope the sun into me. Sure would, honey. I would pull him right here and set him right there. Sure would. But yeah, we're here to assist Black America and Black media with the uncovering and the condemning, because I'm going to condemn it. Of the many agendas, events, projects, operations, laws, codes, acts, bills, compromises, studies, courses, experiments, documents. Yeah, they're documents. I mean, stuff I never even heard of, these things and stuff being used like this. This might be where manipulation come in at. And there's manuscripts, all kind of stuff being done on us, on Black people in this country. Still today, things are being done on Black people. We're gonna read medical archive, and we got some critical race theory over there. We got a whole assortment of books so we can learn, because I'm here to assist Black America, because I sensed a need. I forgot who it was. One of our jingers, our mentors, said, if you notice a need that ain't being filled, even if other people are already doing it, and you know it needs to be filled, they need help doing it. It need to be more people doing it. Then that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look into that and see if that resonation with you is a true resonation. If it is, you're supposed to be doing it and helping too. So that's how I'm here. I see a need that must be filled. It must be answered. It must be critiqued. Why my people have a hard time coming together with each other. Why we can't get along. I think it was Brother Mike. Might have been Brother Mike. I don't know who it was. But they were like, why come we can't come together? Why black? It's a couple of people I done seen ask that question. And I want to know too, why we don't come together, why we can't come together, only just for a little while. And then it's like when we do, after 10, 15 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on the setting, because some things can distract us long enough where it ain't no animosity, it ain't no bickering and back and forth and reminiscing on petty shit. So, but eventually, after all the newness of that coming together has gotten over with, we got to go our separate ways and stuff, because ain't nothing else to do at that point. You done came and watched the movie. You done came and to the barbecue. You done came to the family gathering, the reunion or what have you. And after the fundamentals, you done met each other, you done caught up and stuff. It's time to go. Because at that point, if we ain't creating with each other, healing with each other, accepting and loving on each other, it's time to go, because we're going to get the fussing, fighting, going back and forth. Something that happened here, somebody that said something. That's because we have to look for things so we can stay around each other, even if it is negative. But we know one thing, we can't stay together and build and create, because that's like a taught denial. We can't do that. White America do not allow that. They would not like that at all. So that's why we don't come together. Well, that's in my opinion. It maybe it'll change. If I find out as this channel grows and stuff, and as I grow, I'll let you know. But it seemed to me that the answer to that question is white folks. And I think today, black people trying to answer Malcolm. Who taught you to hate yourself? The man asked it. And I really don't see us having tried to answer that question up until now. We're trying to answer that question now. And I am too. And the answer is white people. Who taught you to hate yourself? White America taught us to hate ourselves. So no, I can't distinguish between all these white people and stuff, I just can't. Look at these men right here. I don't know if they all European or hell, I don't know. I can't tell different white people who's the Irish and who the American. I don't know. Hell, they all just white. They ain't black to me, in my opinion. And other groups of people and stuff, I know they say that, they black too. They got black in them. It's black Asians and black Mexicans and stuff like that. And okay, that's what you say. But I'm here for black people. Black people. Them other peoples and stuff, I guess you could say it kind of sort of like another type of white man. I don't know. I would say they more white than they are black. They ain't resonating with us. Hell, they resonating with white folks. They get along with us, tolerate us, compromise with us like white folks do. But when the shit hit the fan down to the nitty gritty, everybody's on white America side and stuff. So, I got to keep it simple for me and my people. What I'm here for. I'm here first and foremost, finally, for my people. That's it and that's all. I can't give healing to other groups of people and stuff. I can't give healing to them, and they damn sure can't give it to me. None of them can. So, I know it's different for me too. I didn't know I was going to get here and it was going to be like this. No, I thought we were going to be, doing something a little light on the heart and on the mind, and it's immediate growth and with us, within us and stuff. But then all of a sudden, it's like the answer, I'm like, hold on, fam, you got to get through the hurt first. You got to see about the traumatization, the trauma we done endured. That's why we can't come together, because of white folks. Now we got to learn these things about white folks and what they've done to us, because we seem to not know the depth of it. I know for the first 43 years of my life, I didn't find out about Tulsa till Trayvon Martin was murdered. And then it was the surface of Tulsa. And nobody tell me 10,000 black folks fled Tulsa in shock, in trauma. just having nightmares, couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, just worried. They were throwing up every time their mind got to thinking about it. Can you imagine what it took to get Black America's mind off of the horrors of running for their life? Matter of fact, they had a, I guess it's a saying or phrase. I'm gonna have to see what it was, but it was called Hejira of Negroes. Hegira. Look it up. Hejira of Negroes. And it stood for Black people running for their life. Yep. Black people running for their life. And it was so many. And then after Tulsa, I don't think at that point I knew Tulsa was just the beginning. It was Tulsa. It was so many race riots, massacres. They told us it was race riots, but it wasn't. Even in the books we've read, it wasn't no race riots. Hell, it was white folks massacring Black people. That's what it was. But there was so many of them, you know. I've totally taken back my forgiveness for white folks and what they clan ancestors have done to my ancestors. I took back my forgiveness, my benefit of the doubt to white people. I don't give they motherfucking ass the benefit of no doubt that I got in my mind. Not for education, not for justice, not for medical, not for the bare necessities of life. I don't give them my benefit of the doubt that them motherfuckers will do the right thing. Not for my people. Now, maybe for some other people, yeah, they'll probably do that for other people. Oh, yeah, they'll give the other people everything here. They'll give them what's supposed to be ours, like they do. But yeah, I don't give them none of that, and I feel just fine. Not forgiving their ass no more. I do. It don't bother me. It don't keep me bitter. It don't make me bitter to feel this way about white folks and stuff. I'm content with giving all of my forgiveness, all my love, my loyalty, my faithfulness to my people and my ancestors. First and foremost, my ancestors, because I know my people, we can be some skin folks with each other now. Malcolm said, who taught you to hate yourself? Because we got an aversion to each other. We can't love on each other naturally, organically, like we're supposed to. So, I have to look at us kind of, side-eyed and stuff. Not side-eyed because I look you in your face. But, I might be looking down and stuff, but I'm listening to every word you saying and stuff. As soon as I feel them feelings that you truly ain't sincere about my ancestors, that's a turning point for me with Black people. So first and foremost, I have to be about my ancestors. Because at any minute, it could turn. When white folks go to putting that pressure on Black people and stuff, then that's when Black people tend to fold. And now we got to give them what they want. We done gave them folks everything. Tulsa had like 157 businesses. 187, 157, I'll write up, put it on the walls till I remember. Had everything we needed. All the other Black Wall Streets had everything we needed. When Tulsa needed something, Tulsa would call Wilmington, one of the other Black Wall Streets, Greenwood, and get the supplies that they needed. We was bartering back and forth with us, but it was keeping it within us. See, we lost all of that when white folks went into that rage, that beastly rage, and just couldn't stand it no more. Because we wasn't buying from them. We wasn't hanging around with them. We wasn't integrated with them like that. We were our own providers and protectors. And it make me feel some type of way. I ain't going to sit here and lie to y'all. Sure ain't, honey. No, you might have them sitting up in your house. But no, I ain't sitting in their house and they ain't sitting in mine. Sure ain't. Them days is over with. So yeah, that's why I'm here. I'm not religious either. I ain't religious. Fuck that. Fuck that. I am not religious. I'm spiritual. I'm all spiritual. Yep. I took back my forgiveness and I gave it to my ancestors. I give it to my people today and then. Yeah, my people from the past and stuff that didn't have this information. See, we got so much information now. It ain't no need. It ain't no reason for your Black ass to not. I don't want to look at that no more. I'm sick of looking at slave movies. Oh, can we talk about something else? Y'all know Beyonce came out with another song? Oh, some bullshit. You got to get your mind off of that. I don't care if you got to get used to the difference what we need to be doing, look at little clips, little shorts, them short videos. And as you get used to looking at the short videos and the context, then you go to like maybe 10-minute videos. It's so many out there, black media, telling us our stories and stuff. You can inch your way up, wing yourself, so to speak, to get into this. Because some of these videos gonna be like an hour long. You see my shows and stuff, my readings be 2-3 hours long. I ain't reading the whole time because I love to talk about my people to my people. But I'm just saying, we're gonna have to fix that attention span we got, because it's not right. It's the indoctrination where we can watch anything. You sit our ass on TV and social media and just scroll and look and everything. I gave a new phone number out. And so we're gonna have to just grow and get easy with ourselves to get the time that we need. Shit, what else you looking at that's more profound, that's teaching you what you need to know? This ain't no division. I'm not dividing, folks. Good day. Oh, hey, love, I'm reading. About 3 hours. Yes, ma'am. What is it? What you need? Oh, I'll call you soon as I'm done and y'all come and see me. I'll put the books and stuff away and make some room and stuff. Okay? Oh, I love y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Okay, peace and power to the people. Ooh, I can't wait to see them too. Okay, love, I'm going to call you as soon as I'm done. Okay, peace. I love you too. Ooh, wee! My first visitors. I know, my first visitors. Yes, thank you, ancestors. I've been thinking about this moment. Oh, I've been thinking about this moment. I got to get their books out and stuff. Oh, wow. What should we do today? Well, my grandbabies come and see me because we got room now. But let's get back to the matter at hand because we're going to be even shorter. Now, maybe. Maybe we will. I got to go now, y'all. Bye. I'm just joking. We're going to do this. We're going to read a little bit. But let me get the fundamentals out the way and stuff and let you know I'm spiritual. We looking through a spiritual lens of loyalty, resilience, and education. Because we, Black America, need to know who we loyal to. We need to know who we loyal to. For too long, we done forgot about everybody. We forgot about everybody. How could y'all do that shit? I mean, how could you bring Becky ass home, Black America, and Ken, and Karen and Sabrina, to your grandparents, your great-grandparents, after all they suffered? I can't, and then they did. They let us bring their enemy, their open enemy, as Sister Vicky called them. They open enemy home. And y'all asses went wild with it. You got to bring in babies, they dogs, they cats, their fucking fleas and shit, their fucking ways and their lack of morals and decorum, their cookless asses. You started bringing them home. Great grandmama, great granddaddy and them, great aunties and them, just let it be, face. No, not no more. Somebody should have put a stop to that bullshit when it first started, because white folks was right. Keep white. That's the only way they're going to die out. I'm just saying, I ain't here to sugarcoat the shit for you. I don't care if you feel like, oh, that's wrong, face. It ain't. How is it wrong? That's the natural order. That's what the cosmos created them to procreate with themselves, to make themselves. How am I wrong for saying it? Hell, they were saying it for the longest. Keep white pure. We don't want one drop of blood. If you got a drop of black blood and all this and that stuff, they was motherfucking right. Let white stay white. Black people, Dr. Francis Chris Wilson said white folks have been concerned, very fucking concerned, about white genetic survival. Now this interracial mingling and marrying, it's been weaponized. It's been weaponized against us too. I don't know. Maybe it was in the cards here. It seemed to me like as soon as black people stepped off that plantation, the chase was on. The motherfucking chase was on. The hunt for black people was on. And it still is. I'm just calling it like I see it here. You prove it ain't. You prove. I done showed you. Done read to you. To myself. I ain't never read these books before. Hell, I reading shit like Helen Keller and Harlequin Romance and Rule. Shit that didn't even matter. Petty Shot now. Yeah. Steve Harvey. I would read Steve Harvey, you know. That book he wrote out and stuff. Yeah, just stuff that didn't even have no true, sincere significance for my people. Now, I ain't saying Steve ain't saying how to have a healthy, good relationship and stuff. Yeah, I ain't been married 3 times. I don't even think I finished the book. I'm just saying, you know, them the type of things I was reading. You know, just pick up some shit and just read it and stuff. It ain't mentioned nothing about the suffering, the trauma, the healing that my people need. Now, my reading is totally different. It's focused on us. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, start with the shorts. They only held a couple of seconds long. Then you go to a more longer short. They like 10-minute videos, 15-minute videos. That way your mind get used to hearing something different. Your mind gets used to seeing other people talk about what matters for us. Because, see, all this indoctrination and this programming in our minds and stuff make us feel like we're wrong when we give our attention, our energy to Black people and our issues and what's going on with us in America. We feel like we so wrong, like we betraying white America. No, I feel like white America done betrayed us. They done lied to y'all so much, I'm appalled. Y'all ought to be appalled too. You ought to be the same way. And you will be before we done. And if you ain't, then you still got some work to do. Maybe go to the one that's coming behind me, because she going to be bad when she get up and start talking and telling us what we need to know and what's going on. I'm just saying, we all got something to contribute, to connect these dots. That's what Dr. George Fraser said, Professor. Said we got to connect these dots, y'all. Black people got to connect them. White folks can't throw no dots in there. Let me help you out and give you a hint. They can't give me a damn thing. Sure can't, because they don't know. Especially about me and you, Black people. No, honey. But anyway, the copyright disclaimer, I have to do this, even though it may hurt. Copyright disclaimer under 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. I was 4 years old. Allowance is made for fair use, and that's it, parenthetic, quotation marks. I don't know why. For fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Is they saying that I'm not being fair? Is they calling this fair use? I mean, I'm just saying. I ain't advocating no violence or nothing like that. I just say repair, repent, and repay. But fair use and stuff, I don't know. Everybody say it, I guess. It's on everybody thing. Teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Even if for the revolution that we owe our ancestors, that's what Daniel Black said. My brother, y'all, he is awesome. Ooh, that was a lengthy video last night too. And I want us to watch it sometime. But you ain't got to do this for public. Like get on here on this channel, like I be saying for some of us. You could just do it for at home, for your family, your community, on some weekends and stuff, some Saturday afternoons, Sunday mornings. Instead of taking you ass to church, just call everybody to your house and stuff. You make you some pancakes and pineapples, you know. Like Dr. Layla Africa said, while you eating chicken fetuses and dead carcasses and stuff like that, that bacon and eggs and all that, just get you some pancakes and pineapples, some apples and oranges, and cut them up like lemonade be doing and stuff. And read a good book. Start them off with something light, something easy, something that the kids can have and stuff. Because look at the kids' book. These was our very first books at this time. These was our first books that we started out with at noontime. And we learned so much of our greatness. These are the grandbabies' books that we were learning from. Yeah, these are the grandbabies' books right here that we were learning from. So see, when you have this meal, this breakfast, brunch, whatever you want to call it, You'll be reading something that's captivating everybody, and it's giving them a new hope that they ain't had, honey. When they get done eating, they're going to be full in their stomach and their spirit. Because, honey, you're going to teach them about some black people they probably never even heard of. Right here in the children's books. These books are going to service and provide for the babies, our children, and our adults. These right here will. Now, when you get to this right here, this is going to be for the adults. Because the babies ain't going to be able to handle this. The babies ain't going to be able to handle. Now, critical race theory, I don't even really understand critical race theory. So when I saw the book, I bought it. When I saw the book, I bought it, honey. But I'm just saying, we got to start doing these things, y'all. And it's so exciting. The feeling of gratification you feel because the ancestors is letting you know that they so proud that we finally talking about them, remembering them, teaching about them. We finally waking up to what they went through for us. If they could have, they would have just let us know what they saw before they finally died, when they were lynched and burned and roasted. But they didn't think we would stay and cling to white people like we have. That's why they didn't tell us what they really are. The white folks show ain't. But I'm just saying right now, yeah, you need to tell us something. Or I will. So yeah, let's just get to reading this stuff because I got company coming today. Oh, we're gonna walk my new neighborhood. Big Bumblebee. It's so good to see you. Oh, Big Bumblebee. It's so good to see you. I don't know why that made me think about when that bee bit me on my lip. My very first live, my very first reading. I don't think I read that day. I went to the Open Street Broadway, and some allies was giving out the flyers because, you know, everybody was there with their businesses and stuff like that. But it was a lot of bees out there because of the trash cans and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to eat some meat today. I'm going to eat me a piece of meat. And my people was there. We were so beautiful and stuff. Everybody was, you know. And I was just happy to be there. And I stood in that long line and got me a Polish sausage. It was beef, but it was still with meat. And I bit that Polish sausage, and that bumblebee bit me right on my lip. I stayed out there till it was time to come on home. And when I did, I had to do my first speaking to us. Because what I found out was that one of the allies was giving out them flyers for Project 2025. So I hand out some of them. I need to hand out some of these. Because I had been hearing about it. And but my people didn't know, didn't care, you know. And we need to know what Project 2025 is finna cost us. So I came home and did my first engagement with us and stuff. And that bee had bit me on my lip, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter. I just knew I had to come and let us know. Yeah. Yeah, we have to let people be where they are and love them through. Yeah, that's right. I tried to. Yeah. Oh, good day, Mount Drawer. I know. Yeah, we all family. Everyone can see we're together. I know. Let's get to reading this stuff. More dirty little secrets, because I go on and on. Oh, what are we going to do today? It ain't too cool. We might walk a little bit, me and the babies and stuff. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you, my ancestors. All right, we reading Dr. Carl Anderson and his son, Brant. Yep, his son, Brant Anderson. Ain't that beautiful? Look at that. We got to tell our own stories now. Yeah. You write your book, let me know. I'll read it if you want me to. Now, I know some people, no, we don't want Face to read it. But if you do, I will read your book too. More dirty little secrets about Black history, its heroes, and other troublemakers. And this is volume 2. I have volume 1, but I don't have it now. Dr. Claw had his 5 books on sale for $124, I think. A little over $100. But now if you go order them and stuff, because I was just going to go reorder them to have the whole collection again and stuff. But now they sold separately. So I probably just got to buy maybe 3 now. I think I got 2 at least. And this one at Powernomics. I know I saw Powernomics. Yep, there it is right there. But so maybe I'll just go back and buy the other 3 books one at a time. One at a time. And that way we'll have them in our library. See? And that way we'll have them in our library and stuff. So we'll always have the readings, and we'll be getting more readings as I'm buying and stuff. Yeah. Bloodlines and blood phobias. This chapter 8. Yes, we're making it through. This is chapter 8. Bloodlines and blood phobias. The soul of the flesh is in the blood. And that's the Holy Scriptures. I ain't saying it ain't no good stuff in the Bible. I don't be saying ain't no good stuff in the Bible, but are you getting to the good stuff, Black America? That's what I'm saying, because it's a crutch on you. Probably because you ain't reading between the lines. You done memorized all them scriptures and stuff. Dr. Ray Hagins said that the church doctrines and the religious statements and stuff is what's got you blinded. Yeah, you can't identify. You're not connected with history, facts, because of religion. I'm not religious. So, I feel like I don't have them ties and stuff. I don't feel like I'm blaspheming anymore. I used to. Yeah, and I feel like I was blaspheming about 9 months. Could have been had another baby and all that time and stuff. But I had to ask my higher power. I had to get some common sense going. And I finally hey, let me ask my higher power. I think it was God at the time still, because that's all I know is God and Jesus. I didn't know Yahweh and Yahushua, where I'm from. We didn't get Yahweh and Yahushua. Jehovah came through with them newspapers, but that was it. That newsletter, but that was it. I don't think we had churches that, were readily teaching us about those things and stuff. So I didn't get all of those that y'all have. It was just God and Jesus. And like a lot of our ancestors, it's just God and Jesus at that time, at them times. Isaac McGee, lynchings in Duluth. We read about him begging, pleading, crying to Jesus to come and save him, to stop these people from mutilating me, cutting me up. And no one ever came. So, I've never read the Bible before. I went to church. I believed in it. I had faith in it because my mama did. My grandmama did. My aunties did. My daddy did. My granddaddy. My great-grandmama. Everybody did. So I did too. Just because they did. I was loyal to them and what they believed in and stuff. I knew. My mama taught me how to be civil. I don't go outside and, oh, yeah, your motherfucking ass trying to act like I'm Bally Crutchfield, huh? You teaching that, trying to treat that man, that young boy like Emmett Till, huh? I don't be looking for stuff like that when I be out and stuff. I process it, when I'm at home and stuff, and how these things make me feel. But when I go out, I can treat people how they should be treated. I can be civil. My mama taught me that. I didn't need the Bible to teach me that. I didn't need the Bible to teach me don't kill, steal, and destroy. The Bible and stuff, it's a good book for what it is. It gave you some discipline and commitment, I guess, but it took you away from your people. It took you away from focusing on your people. To me, it ain't worth it. Hell, your mom and your daddy taught your ass not to steal, kill, and destroy. They taught you to share when you was a baby. So, you didn't need the Bible for them fundamental life morals and values. You didn't need the Bible to teach you not to kick a puppy. You didn't need the Bible to teach you not to put a live person or animal on a spigot. No, not a spigot, a spike, and burn them, roast them alive. You need the Bible to teach you that. That's common sense. That's intuition. That's having a soul, a conscience. I'm just saying, to me. Maybe I just got to find the Black people that think like me and stuff. That's why I'm here, because we all need to start thinking about our people. That's all I'm saying. I don't want y'all to be like, oh, I'm the division between us and stuff. No, I ain't. Shit, white folks been the division. They the only ones that stuff kept us divided. We can't come together and create. It's just by the fear in white folks that Black people can literally just build tiny houses now. Oh, and then that one brother, I don't know if he was in America. I don't think so. I think he was somewhere else. Well, honey, he got smart houses, smart tiny houses. Yeah, they smart houses, but they tiny houses. You know what I said about them, all them devices and stuff. You don't want all this shit in your house and stuff anyway. But yeah, white folks are going to rage about that. Now, them tiny houses that they building here in America, tiny community, they go to putting 2 stories on top of them tiny houses. White folks finna flip the fuck out. Cause y'all building a mini Black Wall Street or some shit like that. It's the jealousy. It's so profound. I'm appalled. Yeah, that's a whole pretense. Can you imagine what they have to go through to restrain themselves from letting out all that outrage? Maybe when they get behind the doors of their house, you know how when you finally get home. When we get home, we still got a communion with our higher power. I know Black people do. So do. I couldn't wait till I didn't have to go to church no more. I could not wait till I didn't have to go to church no more. I stopped going immediately. I must have been so happy I was cooking breakfast. Everything for everybody. Yeah, get on up out of here. You know, I'm just saying. I didn't feel it. It didn't resonate with me and stuff. And that's just how it was. Now we got a whole new era coming up on us. A whole new world order coming up on us, on Black America. The whole world in on it as far as I'm concerned. The whole world is in on it because if it got to be anybody, let it be Black folk. Other groups of people in America, it seems like everybody here, and the rest of the world too, don't want it to be them. They don't want America to ride down on them. America reached very far across this whole planet. I was listening to one of the brothers and stuff, and he was like, America, everywhere America done went on this whole planet, they ass done destructed, just devastation and destruction. Everywhere. And it made me think about Dr. Francis Chris Wilson said, our arms is too short to box with God. That's why we don't approach white folk. We don't confront white folk because we see them as God. Yep. It's fucked up what they done did to y'all. But that's all right, because you can break out of it. You can break out of it, Black America. And little do you know, you don't need all this materialistic stuff to do. All you need is your faith and your sobriety, mind, body, and spirit. You're going to have to detox from everything we do. I'm trying hard to get rid of these damn cigarettes. And, stop drinking Mountain Dews. I like Mountain Dew. I like Pepsi from time to time. I'll drink Auntie Pepsi over there on that altar. I'll drink that Pepsi and go get another one. Be like, Auntie, I'm going to have to drink this. And then I'll go get another one and set it on there. Just be gentle with yourself. You done been through enough hardness. Don't be hard on yourself. Many facts. In the late 1600s, get away from my water, Sir William Phipps, Phipps, a mulatto man, became the governor of the Massachusetts colony. In the 1860 U.S. Census, most Black mulattoes lived in the nation's urban areas and did not want to be too closely identified with non-mixed Blacks. In 1924, a study by the Carnegie Institute of Virginia concluded that Indians were mostly Negroes and mulattoes. Now, see, that's something I lived my whole life and didn't know that my great-grandmama was Indian. Because nobody never told me, and I would have listened to that. I liked the school and studying and reading and stuff, but it was the wrong type of information and knowledge. That's why we got a hard time. We have a hard time with our babies, our children, getting them to go to school and stuff, because after you done learn your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s and them little fundamentals that you can learn at home, we ain't got nothing else in school. We ain't got nothing else, no other reason, no other resignation to be there. Because our first teachings, our first and final teachings should be about us. And we didn't get that none in school. So yeah, we struggle and go through these hardships to get through school and graduate, and reach one of them pinnacles, be it educational or financial. But in all that reaching and striving for, we ain't grabbed hold of nothing that's fundamentally sincere and progressive for us, about us. Them little bitty nuggets they gave us, told us Harriet Tubman freed 300 slaves. Honey, Harriet freed way more than 300 slaves. Wherever Harriet Tubman was at, She was helping black people. Harriet was helping black people, and we read about that in the grandbaby's book. Sure did, honey. So see, these people ain't really teaching us nothing, ain't really giving us our truth. They not. I've learned about these things when we started reading the books. Yep. We learned about Harriet Tubman, wherever she was at. So you know it had to be more than 300. Wherever she was at, Harriet was out of town visiting her cousin in Troy, New York, and rescued Charles Nails, Nalles. Yep, sure did. And she was just visiting. And they seen Charles had escaped from slavery and went up north where his family was at and stuff. And he couldn't read and write, though. So he had somebody to help him. Most likely a white person. Again, the person could have been a black person because black people was telling on black people too, snitching and stuff. But I'm just under the impression that it was a white person that betrayed him because they went and told his master, let his master know where he was at. So the master sent for Charles in Troy, New York. And he went to get some bread. He had been working for like 10 years or so. You know, everybody loved him in that town. He had a real good reputation being honest, trustworthy, dependable, had integrity. You know, he was loyal to himself and his people, his fellow men and stuff, because there were white people and black people in Troy. So he went to get some bread one day, and he didn't come back. And they sent one of the children or somebody came back and told him, oh, they got Charles. And then everybody got up. It's time to go. We going to get Charles. And they went to get Charles. And they said it was like 400, 500 people. And I guess they were going to get Charles anyway. But Harriet was with her cousin visiting. So they were going to go to the market. Yeah, we're going to go to the market. And, you know, Harriet had on her long protective shield. Yeah. And they walking and stuff. And Harriet just walking along. They going to the market and stuff. And her cousin just talking. I'm so glad you came. And we've been waiting to see you. And cousin, you looking good. And we always pray that you're safe and stuff. You know, she just talking, rambling off and stuff. But Harriet was listening to her. But Harriet felt cause people were going to get Charles. Harriet felt it. She felt it in the air. She felt it under her feet. The hairs on the back of her neck stood up. She knew something was going on, but she didn't know where it was at because they was on their way to town. All of them people was on their way to town because they know where the bread house at. Here, we going to the bread house. Find out where Charles at. And then, yeah, Harriet, she was on cue. She was waiting and stuff. All of a sudden, they were walking and stuff, and she was looking around. Her cousin already knew, something going on because they knew Harriet. Harry was called Moses for a reason. I think it was Harry. I get Harriet and Soldier the Truth confused and stuff, but they my great-grandmothers. So, yeah, I love both of them. So what happened was they were walking and stuff, and Harriet had got to looking around because she didn't know where it was coming from. But, honey, when she looked through them trees right there, and she saw them white men had Charles hemmed up, and, honey, they were walking him, and they were punching on him and kicking him and stuff because the master had told them, you better not let nothing happen to him. You bring him back alive. We gonna make an example out of him for the other slaves. So see, they couldn't kill him. They couldn't hurt him and torture him like they wanted to. But when Harriet looked through them trees and seen him, oh honey, she started lifting up her shield. Yeah, her cousin already knew. I'll see you later, cuz. Be safe. I'll let everybody know. I'll let the family know. And yeah, her cousin just stood there, and Harriet hit her right through the alley, right through them trees. She might have well been in the alleyway. That shortcut she took. Honey, it was right on time. Because by the time Harriet made it over there through them trees, where she seen Charles and them man, she was in front of the crowd. Harriet was in front of the crowd. They didn't know what the hell happened. All they know was we all were walking and stuff, and we were looking. Next thing we know, she was there just like that. I don't know if she ran, walking so fast like Harriet be doing, honey. And when she stood up, she was in front of everybody. I don't know. Maybe she just jumped and flew over there because Harriet had powers. They all had their powers. They weren't contaminated and ingested with all this superficial bullshit. They always kept their eyes on the prize. So what happened was they were just like, well, all right, well, I think she going to help him too. Did nobody say, hey, who is she? Where's she at? Get out the way, lady. They already knew. You better not say nothing. Let's do the matter at hand. So everybody was still going. Harry was in the front. Honey, they picked up speed, it seemed like. When Harry got in front of them, honey, they really were walking. They were walking with more intention to go save Charles. And poor Charles didn't even know what was happening. All he knew was they got me. They taking me back down south, away from my family, back to the other slaves. Charles knew what they were going to do, make an example out of him. He escaped slavery for a long time. And he would wonder, how did they even find me? So then he remembered he let somebody help him because he couldn't read and write. And they were the ones that went and let the master know where he was at. But Charles didn't know that they were coming to save him. He had no idea. But honey, Harry was in the lead. Everybody was going to save Charles and stuff. Then they caught up with him. Honey, Harry weaved her way in that crowd right there of all the guardsmen because all of them were surrounding Charles. He couldn't get away. He couldn't break a loose from him because they had him. And Harry was a small woman. And I guess she just bulldozed her way up in there. And she grabbed on to Charles, honey, and she wouldn't let him go. I don't know, y'all, if she wrapped her hand when she grabbed him and wrapped her hand around herself. I don't know if she, I don't know how she held on, but she did for 30 minutes straight. That's what it said in the book. 30 minutes straight. And Harry was telling Charles because he didn't know. He didn't know how she got there. All he knows is he just crying, his eyes just running wild and stuff, and his mind just racing. What's finna happen to him and stuff. The next thing he know, this little short black woman got him. He heard her. Oh, my brother, don't you worry. We all here. We gonna save you today. You ain't going back down south. You ain't gonna die tonight. No, we here to save you. You get ready. But she was agitating while she was talking to him. He had to pay attention to her because she was agitating. She was talking to him, letting him know to get ready to make your escape. Soon as you get ready, but she was agitating the guards while she was talking to him. You ain't dying tonight. You're going to live a long life. You're going to live a long life. You're going to have a wife. You're going to have babies. You're going to live to be an old man. You're going to see your grandbabies. And he stopped crying and stuff. He just started paying attention. He was like, who is this black woman? At the same time, y'all, they beating the hell out of Harry. All they were hitting her, kicking her, grabbing at her clothes and stuff. They falling because they trying to stop Harry. But she never let Charles go. She was agitating the whole time. Them superpowers. She was agitating the whole time. Soon as they broke grip on Charles, that's when she let go. And honey, Charles flew back the other way. I don't know if all them people lifted him up and took him and passed him back. But I don't know if they opened up like the Red Sea. And when he got through and stuff, they closed up. I don't know how it happened, honey. But the little river, the river that was on the side right there in New York, by Troy, New York and stuff, Charles made it to that little river bank right there, honey. Got on a boat, a ship, a ferry, whatever it was, and went across the river. Meanwhile, the people had closed up, and the white people that had him, they caught him, they really couldn't get to him because they couldn't get through the people. They couldn't get through the people and stuff. The guards, they was over there still beating the hell out of Harry. I don't know how Harry got up, what she pulled from under her shield, her protective shield. Because, you know, she had on them long dresses. They were thick, too. I don't know what she pulled out from under there. Made me think she must have been like, you know, like Bruce Lee. And he was on the ground going around with them nunchucks and hitting everybody on their ankles and stuff. I don't know how Harry did it, honey. But she came up out of all of them motherfuckers, and she took out. Yeah, and Charles was already on the boat, going across the river, though. So Charles made it on the other side of the river, and see, the people on the other side of the river, they knew, oh, something's going on. Must be a nigger. We're waiting on him then. Because, see, white folks knew that if a white person did something, oh, yeah, they're going to be a little upset and chastise them and stuff quietly. But if it's a nigger, a black person, most likely somebody that's done escaped or hurt a white woman, then that's what the big uproars is always about. So the people on the other side of the river knew, yeah, it's a nigger trying to escape. Well, we'll be waiting on him over here. And Charles was on that boat going over there. Soon as he got over there, honey, they grabbed him again. It was just a tussle of them taking him and Harry and them getting him back. They'll come along and steal him again. Harriet and them will come along and get him back. That's how it was for the longest. Poor child didn't know what would happen. He didn't know what would happen. He was just so defeated. As soon as he got on the other side, they came and hemmed him up again and took him to this house. This I guess it's like a jailhouse or a little, yeah. But it was 2 stories. They took him in there and had him on the second story. He was just looking down and stuff because he seen all the white people. They was out there, oh yeah, he's coming. Well, send his ass back, hang him up, give him to us. They wanted him. They wanted him. So he's standing up on the 2nd floor looking at all these mobs out here and stuff. And he just worried. They tried to save me, but they couldn't do it. And now they got me again. And these people out here, and they want me. They want me. They want my body to torture my body and stuff. But see, he didn't know. Harry and them were coming. Harry and them was coming. She already done broke loose from the guards and stuff. Harry made it over there on the boat. Harry went and got on the boat and made it over there. Some of them 400-500 men and women. Some of them might have been white too. Because they said I think he worked it for a white family. But they all loved Charles. They all loved him. They all loved life. So see, white people got to make the distinguishing among themselves. I can't say which ones is cannibals and which ones is not. All I know is they all is animals. But what happened was they got over on the other side and stuff, but nobody knew where he was at. Harry did. Yeah, they like, why when we get over there, how we gonna find him? How we gonna know where he at? Harry knew because that's where all the white folks was at. Yeah, he's in there. Well, we can't wait to get this nigga. We ain't had a burning in quite a while. Yeah, since last Tuesday, we ain't had a burning. We ain't had a roasting. Yeah, I think it's time. So Harry knew why they all was standing there at that 2-story. It was a little white stucco building, but it was 2 stories and stuff. That's where she went. So the other people that they made it on the other side off of boats too and stuff. I guess everybody got on a boat that could and went across the river to help save Charles and stuff. And I don't know how they made it across that river on them little boats and stuff, without the whole boat just sinking. The ancestors. Now that's your walking on water right there. They all got on the other side. They didn't know where to go, but Harry did. So Harry started marching to the building. Charles standing looking out, but he ain't seen nothing. All he seen was all the people and stuff. He really didn't even know what Harry looked like. The other people that were coming to save him, he had so much water in his eyes. His mind was so worked up and stuff. He really couldn't identify who was there to help save him and who wouldn't. And then, some black people was on white folks' side. Yeah, Mouser, we'll help you get him, Mouser. He'll come. He'll come around, Mouser and stuff. So he really didn't know and stuff. Harry and them went there. They went to the building. They tried to say, hey, let us buy his freedom. We love Charles. He's a good law-abiding citizen. He's progressive. He's working. We love Charles. He's dependable. He's got integrity. They wanted to buy his freedom, but no, we can't do that. We can't let you buy his freedom because his master wanted him back. So they said, we're going to take him back. So, and the people, they thought they were going to do it. So they started sending money up. 100 people were pulling money out of their pocket, out of their shoes, out of their bra. Some women were pulling their jewelry and stuff out of their hair. Let me put my diamond ring off in there. They were just sending everything up. They were sending it up in hats, socks, jackets. Sure, they were tying the sleeves up on their jackets and their shirts, just stuffing money and stuff off in it. Send it to the front. Send it to the front. We gonna buy his freedom. But then the people were like, the white people were like, no, we don't want none of that. So folks said, fuck it. We getting a lawyer. And it just so happened to be a lawyer in the 400-500 people that were going to save Charles. And I'm the lawyer. I'm his lawyer. So all of a sudden, it put a halt in everything. He got to go to court before you even take him back down south. Yeah, white people were so mad about it, honey. They didn't know what to do. No, we're going to go and take him now. Those are our orders. And black people were like, no, we finna have this due process. We finna have this court and see what the law say. But of the Fugitive Slave Act. I think that was it, the Fugitive Slave Act, why they were going to get him and stuff. So what happened was, them people were like, nah, they ain't going to let that happen. Before we make it to court and stuff, they're going to go in there and steal him, kidnap him, so they can take him and do what they need to do with him to make that example. So Well, let's go get him before they do. That's what happened. Everybody went in and stuff because they was already standing out there waiting. Well, we done sent you the money or jewelry. I gave you my diamond ring. Where's our brother at? You know, and so they was already standing there waiting. But when they wouldn't do it and stuff, and it was just like an idea went out. No, they ain't gonna do it. They're gonna wait till we leave, and then they gonna get his body, and they gonna have the lynching. So yeah, they went in that motherfucker and kicked down doors. It was Bubba. Yep, it was Bubba. Charles was up on second floor. He didn't know what all that noise was that was down there because they was on first floor talking to the men and stuff. No, we done sent you all our money and stuff, you know, and we want him. You know what's going to happen to him when you send him back down south, and it ain't right. But they were like, no, well, we must follow the law and stuff. So, you know, fuck it then. Get the fuck out the way. So they went on upstairs to the second floor. Yep, and the guardsmen, it was some fighting going on. But see, all them 400-500 people, honey, they were ready for it. Bring it on. We finna fight in this motherfucker. It was on. Harriet, Bubba. Bubba was a big black brother. Oh, he was such a gentle giant, though. But for that right there, Bubba like, oh, no, they not getting my brother. They're not getting my brother. I will give my life. They ain't getting my brother. And he did. He did. They went to second floor. Charles still didn't know what was going on and stuff. Now, they got him on second floor. Charles wrapped up. They got Charles, but he can't even sit down. He got so many ropes and shit around him. All he can do is just stand like this right here, looking out the window at people and stuff, because he couldn't sit down. They had him wrapped up too tight. He was just standing right there and stuff. And he heard them coming. He heard all them footsteps coming, but he thought it was the white people coming back to get him because white people were storming jails, hospitals, houses, churches to get black people. So he didn't know what was going on. All he know is he heard them coming and he was looking at the door, but the sheriff was standing behind the door. So when the door kicked off the hinges, boom, Charles didn't know what it was. But he seen Bubba first. Bubba was the big brother. He seen Bubba first. He didn't even really see Harriet because at the same moment, when Bubba kicked that door down, the sheriff cut him down, had a hatchet, was waiting. As soon as he kicked that door down, the sheriff came down on Bubba's head and killed Bubba instantly. He didn't even know what happened. The last thing that Bubba seen was Charles. The look of surprise, love, and can't even explain it on Charles' face. That was the last thing, the first and last thing that Bubba saw. He didn't even know that he was instantly murdered by the sheriff because he just seen Charles. And Charles so happy and relieved that they came again. But for Charles, he saw Bubba being murdered. And he was just like that moment, that instantaneous feeling of love and gratitude for his people coming to save him again. It was shot down just like that. He was like, went from here to, he killed him. He literally split his skull in two. Poor Charles. He didn't even see Harry when Harry came through there. Because see, when Bubba fell, the door propped open. It's in the book. The door propped open. And now I know I might be telling it a little long and stuff, but you know, get the book and you can read it yourself. But what happened was when Bubba fell, the door propped open. It wouldn't shut. And all the other black people was able to come through and stuff. So the first black people that stepped over Bubba, all honey, they took the sheriff out. They killed that motherfucker just like that. And he saw it coming. I hope they reached down and got his own axe and swung it and cut off the whole top half of his motherfucking face. But what happened, see, Harry, that's what the brothers did. They took care of his goddamn ass. But Harry, honey, Harry came through like a linebacker, a quarterback, whoever be having the ball, honey. And Harry came through and swooped up Charles, honey, for you know it, he was over her shoulder like a sack of potatoes. She flipped him over her shoulder like that right there, and Harriet was gone. Harriet was gone. Honey, black people filled in that room so much because all of them, we stand together going to get Charles. The few of them that did get separated from them to go save Charles, they stayed and fought. Oh, no, you ain't finna go after them. We got y'all asses. So maybe 75, 100, 115 of them didn't get to go with them to the initial spot where Charles was at and stuff because, yeah, we got to stay here. We finna fight y'all asses. You gonna let them go. So, you know, when they got in there and stuff and the room had filled up, the guards that was in the room with Charles and that sheriff that killed Bubba, They had to fight the black men and women that were coming to save Charles. But Harry was focused on one person, and only one person, and that was Charles. Honey, Harriet came through there and scooped our brother up, and she was out of there, honey. Harriet didn't even know the layout of that building, that little storefront, whatever it was. Harriet didn't know that. She didn't know how many rooms was in that damn house, that 2-story house or whatever it was. She didn't know where it ended at, which direction they were going. She just didn't know. But see, Harriet had a instinct. I remember when she was young, and she was at that little grocery store, and there was a black man. He was escaping from his master. I guess I'm not trying to beat him and stuff. Well, Harriet stepped in the way. And the owner of that store threw a bag of sugar, and it hit Harriet in the forehead, and it hurt her. It almost killed her. Could have killed her. And ever since then, Harriet had fainting spells. Even when she went back to the plantations and led slaves to freedom, sometimes she'll faint right there. But see, all of them knew. They just settle down, wait on her, take care of her, make sure she don't hit her head and nothing, keep her safe and stuff. And they just waited her out. Let's just move over to these bushes right here. Let's get in this deep brush. Let's get in this deep ditch right here, and wait till Harriet come up. Wait till she come back. Because she be undergoing a download. She be getting uploads and downloads when that happened to her. So she would wake up and then they'll resume where they were going and stuff. But then nobody try to run back to the plantation. Or we going to go on by ourselves and leave. Is she dead? We going to just leave her here. We got to keep going. Harriet will want us to keep going. They didn't do none of that. They got Harriet to safety where they could wait it out without somebody looking for them. And I think they went this way and that way. Because white people was after them. When all some slaves done escape, get the dogs. They were looking for them. So yeah, they would get to safety, a safe spot where they could be quiet and stuff. And Harriet would always bring something for the babies. If the mother had her newborn baby, her infant baby, I think it was called London or something like that. But they put a little bit on the baby tongue. The baby would sleep most of the way and stuff. So the baby was quiet and the people was quiet and they just watching over Harriet, and keeping her lips wet and stuff so she don't get dry and dehydrated and stuff, and prop her head up and make sure she okay and stuff. And when Harriet wake up, then they on their way. So Harriet had intuition of these things. That's how she knew to get out of that house. Yep, honey, she went through this room, that room, poor child just bouncing on her shoulder. But he knew it's her. She's here again. Who is she? My sister. All he could do was just cry. Mom. And Harriet, she understood. She knew Harriet was strong. She would tell him, it's all right, brother. I told you wasn't dying today. And honey, she just going through the house and stuff. Harriet came out the back door with Charles. Now, the people in Troy, the black people that were there, they already knew. They got some poor brother. Yeah, they're going to lynch him. They're going to kill him. Well, we're gonna have our stage coaches ready. Let's get our horses ready. Get your horses ready. Run and get that horse over there. Bring that stage coach. Park it over on the other side. You park yours over there, and I got mine at the back because they didn't know which way they were going to come out. Harriet didn't know which way she was going to come out. They were just prepared. When Harriet came through that back door, honey, they were there ready. They hurried up and gave her the reins. Honey, Harriet tossed Charles up over there on that the stagecoach seat, honey, and the reins just both of them ended up in one hand, just like that. I'm just saying, it's the magic magnificence of black people. Honey, Harriet was in that seat like hot and trot. Honey, they were gone. They was gone, honey. Charles was over there. He was still crying and stuff, and he couldn't really speak and talk. He was so overwhelmed with love and devotion and everything that had happened that morning. All this happened just like that, in the span of a few hours. He saw life, death, love, redemption, devotion, loyalty, faith, all in them people that was coming to save his life. Didn't even know him. He never seen Harriet before. But he was on that seat, and she was driving that stagecoach, honey, and Harriet would tell him, I told you were going to live, my brother. You ain't going to die tonight. You ain't going to die today. You're going to live a long life. You're going to get married, have babies, see your grandbabies. And that's what happened. They got him to Canada. Yep, they got him to Canada. He stayed in Canada for a while and stuff, and got married and yep, moved back. He moved back to Troy, New York. And then after that, I think he said he moved to Washington, D.C. But Charles was so happy and thankful, grateful for his people. He never forgot them, you know. They all them was his hero. They was his hero. Harriet, Bubba, all the people that were behind them that he didn't know, they all was his hero. And to them, he was their hero. He was their hero. He was their hero. He believed in them. He let them take him, save him. He didn't know if they were gonna be some of the skin folk that ratch out and tell the master about the slave rebellion that you planted and stuff. He didn't know if they were them type of black folks or black folks that really sincerely loved him, but he believed in them. He trusted them. Yeah, and that's how it happened. They saved him. They saved Troy. I mean, they saved Charles Nails, Nalles. They saved his life, and he lived a long life and stuff. It's a miraculous story. All the love we have within us, it's stories all like that. Yep, it is stories all like that. The brother and sister, they were husband and wife. I forgot their name. It's in the book too. They escaped slavery together. Yep. Some of them couldn't wait on Harriet to come back. The need to be free was too great. Every day of the year, black people was escaping slavery the best way they could. Some of them had to wait a whole year to try that escape plan again. Some of them tried that escape plan every chance they got. That's how Kunta, the book, Roots, Kunta kept getting he got his foot cut off because he kept escaping. So they cut his foot off so he couldn't no more. But it was slaves that tried every chance they get, and it was slaves, our people, our ancestors, that had to wait until the opportunity presented itself, like Robert Smalls. He had to wait, him and the crew had to wait a whole year till the plan can be executed, till they can actually get to freedom and stuff. But the husband and wife, yeah, they couldn't wait. They would just brainstorming. How can we do it? We can do this ourselves. We can get us to freedom ourselves. Husband and wife. She was real light-skinned, y'all. And he was a black man. He was a black man. He looked at black, but she could pass for white. So what happened was they came up with this plan where she's the missus, the master, the mistress, the master, and he her slave. And she wrapped up, they had her arm wrapped up and stuff like she'd been injured. And you know, white women were so faint and fragile. No, I can't talk much. Oh, I just feel faint and weak. So they pretty much left her alone the whole way of the trip. Oh, he's my slave. Leave him be. Don't you say a word to my slave. I have you struck down. Oh, I feel faint. So they left him alone. After they were like, yeah, that's her slave. Don't you say a word to him. Yes, she will have you struck down and stuff. She just had to act like a white woman. They made it to freedom. They made it to freedom. Yes, they did. Honey, once they reached that freedom land, and we free. And we black. Thank you, ancestors. We free. They were free. Had got their freedom. Henry Box Brown mailed himself to freedom. Yep. I don't know how many black people he told, because black folk would use snitching so they could get their freedom. That's what it meant, manumission. Meritorial manumission. That's what I know what it meant. But I read it in the book. That's what they snitch on some black people, would give you your freedom and stuff. So black people would do that and stuff. But he must have told one or two. I only really need to tell one. And that was just so they can nail the box shut. He mailed himself to freedom. Yeah, he probably had a little small flask of water where he just hold it up to his lips just to get a little wetness, because you don't want to piss in the box. You got a long trip. You don't want nobody to be like, why the box wet? Is that piss? And they know it's a person in there and stuff. He didn't have much to eat. Maybe a biscuit or two in his pocket just to keep his stomach from growling and stuff like that. And and they put that sticker on the top, fragile, this side up. So he was just sitting in the box, cramped in the box. A biscuit in his hand and his flask in their hand. He just sip a little bit and take a little nibble off of that biscuit right there. He just hemmed up. And most of the time he just sat, he slept, he thought about stuff. He envisioned his new life. He tried not to think, what if this box is discovered and we hear noises in there and stuff, but what could it be? And they looking, trying to see between the planks of the box, and let me turn a little hole in there, putting their ear up to the box and stuff. Do you hear anything in there? Is it any breathing and stuff? Especially during them quiet hours of the night and stuff on the boats and stuff. I imagine them trips took a while, weeks, if not months, at least days. So, he had to be very quiet and stuff. He tried not to entertain thoughts. Like, what if someone is near? I hear footsteps, and then the footsteps stop, but I don't hear them go again. So are they still there? Are they listening to this box? Are they seeing if I'm in here? Do they suspect I'm in here? What if this box is thrown over into the ocean? He tried not to entertain thoughts like that and stuff, but he made it. They didn't. He made it where he was going. Honey, when they got him where he was going at the post office, and the people knew he was coming. Black people knew he was coming on that box and stuff. They were waiting. Oh, I sure hope nothing happened to Henry. They call him Box Brown. I hope after that, I hope nothing happened to Henry. Let him make it. We're going to be waiting. They were going back and forth to the post office every other day. Some of them were waiting on the boat. No, I'm going to wait right here so I can watch as soon as that ship is coming, And yeah, when they got there and stuff and they opened the box up and Henry popped out, honey, he was healthy. He was fine. He was a little hungry, because he hadn't eaten much and stuff. But he made it. He was free. He mailed himself to freedom. Now, sister did try that. I don't know what went wrong. Maybe they didn't put the sticker on the top. Fragile this side up. Because sister, she made it. But she was upside down. And being upside down for that long of time, her brain kind of flipped a little bit, so she was touched when she got the freedom. But it said in the book she spent the rest of her life, honey, I might be touched. I might be a little here and there, but I'm free, goddammit. I'm a free black woman. And people are like, oh yeah, she crazy. Don't pay her no mind. So she wasn't crazy. She wasn't crazy. She went through a lot and she got herself the freedom. It just went the other way. It wasn't as successful as Henry's was, because being in that box upside down like that, it harmed her brain and stuff. But she did it. It's stories all throughout our history of us loving us being loyal to us, so we can do it. We can do it. We don't need to have them fears and thoughts and doubts that black people did not fight against slavery, against oppression. We don't need to have them thoughts that black people can't be loyal to us, because we can. We are still loyal to us, even in our indoctrination. Even in our indoctrination, we still loyal to us. Even when I didn't know all of these things, if I see somebody doing something wrong to black people, oh yeah, you ain't finna slap my sister. No, I'm gonna slap your motherfucking ass too. But I don't like that about everybody. I just don't like to see folks being hurt and stuff, especially if they ain't no person that's gonna stand up for themselves. No, you motherfucker. You do that to somebody that's gonna stand up to themselves. You don't go over there and do that to Ticey, because Ticey quiet. And yeah, all right, I know. Well, I said I was gonna do it, and I did do it. It just wasn't right. No. You go do that to somebody that's gonna stand up to your ass. So yeah, I always been like that about white people, black people. It didn't matter. But now today, I still won't stand and let somebody do something to another person and stuff. I mean, that's just wrong. Everybody can't stand up for themselves. I don't like that at all. But my people, oh shit, I might hit your ass before you hit my people. I'm just saying. We got to be for us. And I don't advocate violence. Shit, I ain't no violent person. Shit, I want to dance and sing. Shit, I can sing. Shit, I want us to live and love life, Honey, I'm going to sing your ass some Commodores. Who was that? Thomas Jefferson talking about all they could do is, black folk can't do nothing but sing for me or something his ass was saying about our town. It's our musical genius and stuff, honey. You damn right, I'll sing you some Earth, Wind, and Fire. I sure will, honey. I'll sing you some Commodores. Yeah, sure will. You either going to be cursing or crying. I'm just saying. You know, we got some work to do with us. And white folks can't do it for us. We can't heal white folks. Yeah, we trying to heal us. I'm trying to heal my people so we can get back to our greatness. You know, I ain't wishing no harm on white folks and stuff. Just get the hell away from us. If they're not gonna tell us that they some different type of species, then hell, you're gone to fuck about your business then. Just let us extricate ourselves from around y'all motherfucking asses. We ain't gotta decide if you're a garden snake or a snake or a rattlesnake. Your ass is a snake, period. And Malcolm said, don't let no snakes in the garden. I'm just saying. Yeah, I got off track then. That's all right, though. Let's read. In 1958, R.P. Stuckert, Stuckert, in the Ohio Journal of Science, reported that 57% of all white Americans had black blood, and 68% of all black Americans had white blood. Yeah, and this right here was by 1958. My mama was 6 years old. See, that's but yeah, all this raping and pillaging and yeah. I mean, you know, yeah, you can't help it and stuff. But still, white folks, they probably done, oh, okay, we'll allow 1 drop of black blood. But you better not have a gallon. If you got a gallon of black blood in you and stuff, then you can't be classified as white. You can't belong to us. I don't know, they some mysterious people. No, nobody know who they are, what they are. Nobody. Yep. Black by popular demand. On May the 5th, 2008, a Washington Post article answered one of Argentina's most enduring mysteries when it explained what happened to the descendants of the hundreds of thousands of African slaves that were shipped into Argentina centuries ago. As late as 1810, black residents still accounted for approximately 30% of the population of Buenos Aires. By 1887, their numbers had dropped to 1.8%, and today, Argentina presents itself as an all-white country with a 0 black population. Yes, honey. I was just reading about Oregon. I found them notes on Oregon. Remember, Oregon was beating black people down to get them to leave Oregon. Yeah, black folks couldn't even stay in Oregon, honey. You've been in Oregon since you were 2 years old. I'm just saying, you know, you've been in Oregon since you were 2 years old. Now all of a sudden, white folks say you gotta go. Now all of a sudden, white folks say you gotta go. You're not welcome here no more. We're gonna give you 2 weeks. Yeah, I don't know where the notes at. That we're gonna give you 2 weeks. If you ain't gone from Oregon, we're gonna come back and we're gonna whoop your ass. We're gonna lash you. I think 2 weeks. If they come back and you still in Oregon, they lash you 10 times, 30 times, and then they tell you be gone. We'll be back in 30 days. If you ain't gone, we're gonna lash you again. That's what they did. It seemed to me like it should have been Buenos Aires too. I mean, yeah. I don't see why black people went back to Oregon, I guess. But after that, I fuck Oregon or who? Yeah, I'm just saying. So where did all these hundreds of thousands of African blacks and people in the black bloodline go? But you know what? Yeah, I forgot who said that it take 3 generations of interracial procreating to wipe out a black man's genes. Say a black man and a white woman get together, have a baby. After 3 generations, teach that mixed baby to find you a white savior, find you a white man. So yeah, you'll be able to go on vacations and you'll have an easy life. You know, you'll have an easy life. He's a clownimal, true enough, and he got his ways about him stuff, but you'll have an easy life. You'll have the best of, you know, being able to travel and go on vacation. You'll always have money. You won't have to worry about the light bill, birthdays. You can buy the fanciest clothes and stuff like that. And that baby, it look good to him. Oh, I really love Tyrone, but it's going to be a struggling life. I'm going to go ahead and marry Tom. I'm going to go on and marry Tommy. Yeah, And you know, me and Tommy be together, but from time to time I sleep with Tyrone. I'm just saying, you know, so over time and stuff, that mixed baby get with that white man and stuff, and they have babies. And after 3 generations of being with white people and having babies with white people, it totally wipes out that black man's genes, and that baby, it helps further white folks' genetic survival. If that makes sense. I just seen it myself. Dr. Umar was talking about it, and then a sister mentioned it because after the election, somebody asked the white man, why did he vote for Trump or something like that? And he said to preserve the white race. And she was like, oh, so this is what Dr. Umar Johnson was talking about. And yeah, Todd, she connected the dots and stuff, and it makes sense to me. So I'm like, damn, that's all. It's 3 generations. They totally white black people genes right on out of the gene pool and stuff. Yeah, and I know Sabrina ain't racist like Karen, but hell, it's the grandmamas, the great grandmamas. When them little mulatto, them little mixed babies go around, them white grandmamas and great grandmamas, you know, them motherfuckers telling them, yeah, you might love Tyrone, and he might love you. He might make you feel good, and you got dreams and hopes and aspirations, but you're going to have a struggling, hard life. Honey, Tyrone ain't got no money like that. You want to be where generational wealth is. I can hear him right now. I can hear them motherfuckers plotting. Then when the baby get back around to mama and stuff, and yeah, well, mom is okay with everybody. Mama Sabrina loves black people and everybody. She got black friends and stuff. That baby is confused. That's why I'm saying, you know, all these mixed babies and stuff, y'all, I hope you keeping that baby around the black side of the family. We got to make sure we live on. I mean, shit, yeah, love who the fuck you love, but shit, can you get yourself fixed before you start having babies with them? At least discuss these things with your interracial spouse and let them know that we need to make sure we live on. If you got a problem with that, with teaching our mixed babies that they need to find a person like me, like they mama, like they daddy, whichever one is black, so that we can live on, then we shouldn't be together. If we gonna be together, you gonna get your damn tubes tied. I'm gonna get my balls cut off one, because we ain't having no kids. I'm just saying, you need to set some boundaries, Black America. It might be kind of harsh, but hell, this life has been harsh. So, yeah, so until recently, 2 popular hypotheses have been offered. One claim is that a yellow fever epidemic in 1871 devastated both urban and rural blacks. Another claim is that in a brutal war with Paraguay, Paraguay, in the 1860s, blacks were put on the front lines where they were all killed. They put black people on the front line, and they was all killed. Now, there's just another claim. Them the 2 hypotheses right there. I guess we'll have to do some more studying, but let's read. In truth, both hypotheses are little more than popular myths that are being challenged by a number of Argentinian scholars who openly acknowledge their blackness, and they want the Argentinian government to uncover and officially recognize what happened to the country's black population. Recent door-to-door studies suggest that black Argentinians neither died off nor were they killed off. They just faded into the mixed race category and became lost in the country's demographics. Yep, stop mixing and procreating with everybody. We need to have black babies. You need to have black babies, Black America. We must live on. I'm not saying, other people shouldn't live on. But hell, I'm sure they are probably telling their own people, like white folks did it. Said, why keep white with white? Don't muddy the gene pool and bullshit they were saying like that. Well, I'm just saying it point blank. Have black babies. We have a duty to have black babies. Your motherfucking duty ain't to be here and fall in love with other races of people. And yeah, procreate and get married with other races of people and forget about your own. That ain't why you're here. You're here to heal your people. And you're here to have your type of babies, black babies. Since I got to be specific about it. Other people. whatever group of people you want to talk about. The Amish, the Irish, all them other people. They here to heal their people or to provide and protect their people. We need healing. And they here to have their babies. Indian people got to be with Indian people to have Indian babies. I ain't saying half mixed, half breed Indian babies. I'm saying Indian babies. Them other groups of people, you know who they is. Hell, I don't really know all these groups of people and stuff. But yeah, they with each other to have them babies. We got to be with each other to have our babies. Now, this half mixed breed and stuff, that ain't going to cut it. Them is not black babies. Them is mixed babies. In other words, they watered down. They don't have the 110% of the cosmos gifts to us. They got some of it, but not all of it, because your ass procreated with another race. So your ass, while you was a whole, when you're mixed with the other race, you cut it down in half. So you about that much right there, you, and that much right there then. But if it wasn't for that, if you'd have got with your own race of people, black folk, you would have had the whole blackness, all of it. I'm just saying, it ain't that goddamn difficult. It ain't. So that's what happened. Everybody just faded into, the country's demographics. According to preliminary research, as much as 10% of the Buenos Aires residents are partly descended from black slaves, but they have no idea of their history. And we don't either. That's why we learn it. We need to know. Since the Argentinian government has not reflected African racial ancestry in its census for well over a century, most Argentinian citizens accept the notion that there are no black people in the country. I know black ass is trying to act white. I'm just saying, trying to think white. Think like white folks. Oh, there's no black people here. It's so peaceful here. Just don't know here. Black folks is in all of your asses, your mixed races asses. I'm just saying. Ain't that like, wow, how ironic is that? No black people in the country. Until now they know. Anti-black attitudes are so strong that when census or poll takers ask if anyone in the house has any black ancestors, residents refuse to cooperate or answer, even though some clearly have traces of black blood. That I don't want to say. I don't want to answer that question. No, we don't. My nose does not look like a Negro nose. We do not have black blood in my family. Nose just as big and fat, lip just as thick and juicy. But they swore up and down during the census, no, get out. Well, don't count my family. Yeah, I'm sure it's how it was. That's because, the hatred, the enviousness of us make people think irrational and inhumane about us. Miriam Gomes, Miriam Gomes, might be Gomez, a professor of literature at the University of Buenos Aires, is part black and considers herself an Afro-Argentinian. I ain't never seen an Argentinian. I don't think who is that that's here? No, I forgot the name of them people that's here that came. Yeah, it'll come up on here. It was on the tip of my tongue, but I forgot. But I'm sure y'all know who I'm talking about. But some of her associates claim they are being harmed by the country's desire to be an extension of European civilization. Some of her associates claim they being harmed by the country's desire to be an extension of European civilization, trying to make them be white. I guess they're trying to make them be a part of white civilization. But she considered herself an Afro-Argentinian. I guess they some of the, what I would, in all my learning and stuff, would call other white folks. But she's saying, no, don't classify me as other white folks. I'm Afro-Argentinian. So, that's what white folks gonna have to do. I guess they ass gonna have to distinguish them damn selves from the clanimals. We can't do that. Now, I would have still been thinking if I saw a picture of Miriam Gomez that she another type of white person. But see, learning because she distinguishing who she is. So yeah, shit, she said, hey, I'm Afro. I'm African Argentinian. And hey, okay. They want to examine DNA markers in the population and look at the impact of Black culture on the country and get a clear picture of the percentage of Blacks in Argentina. Francisco R. Carnes, Carnese, a geneticist at the University of Buenos Aires, said in a Washington Post article that when you walk around Buenos Aires, you don't see any signs of African ancestry, but you see it in the genes. Yeah, you don't see signs of it outside and stuff, but when you look at the people, you'll see it. That's what he's saying. You'll see it in their genes. That means, I guess he's talking about the nose, the lips, the big bud. I don't know. He just said you'll see it in the genes. The census takers intend to include African ancestry in the 2011 census. If we're not counted, said Gomez, there's no way to really convince people that we actually exist. Blackness in Argentina is expected to soon return by popular demand. Yeah, they saying, hey, y'all ain't finna wipe us out. And so, in my opinion and stuff, they should just get back to being Black. Wipe that white side out of them. I mean, wipe it out. Who want that cannibalistic nature in their bloodline, in their future generations? We don't need that cannibalistic nature in our bloodline, Black people. A president with Black blood in the 1920s, Warren G. Harding. Ain't it a basketball player named Harding? Mm-hmm. Well, he was a president anyway, y'all. He's the 28th president of the United States. Publicly admitted the possibility that he could be part Negro. Yes, honey. That's what he said. The 28th president of the United States publicly admitted the possibility that he could be part Negro. Tongues wagged about Warren Harding's ancestry throughout his term in office. When Harding announced his engagement to Florence Kling, Kling, in his hometown of Marion, Ohio, his father hit the ceiling, calling Warren G. Harding a goddamn nigga. His daddy, not her daddy, her father hit the ceiling. Yep. Oh, wait, let me read that again. When Harding announced his engagement to Florence Kling in his hometown of Marion, Ohio, her father hit the ceiling, calling Warren G. Harding a goddamn nigga. The father threatened to personally blow Harding's head off if he ever trespassed on Kling property. Kling's expression about Harding's racial heritage was not unusual. Residents in Harding's hometown of Cincinnati referred to him as a nigger, which he never denied. On one occasion, James Faulkner, Faulkner, a friend who was a writer for the Cincinnati Enquirer, put a direct question to Harding about his rumored Black blood. Warren Harding responded, "How do I know, Jim? One of my ancestors may have jumped the fence." That's what he said. Yeah. They asked him how he know. And he said, "How do I know, Jim? One of my ancestors may have jumped the fence." Ass was raping Black women. Also in the 1920s, William Eastbrook Chancellor, a college professor in Worcester, Ohio, claimed he had nothing personal against President Harding, but admitted he was strongly convinced that Warren Harding's election to the presidency was a plot by Black people to take over the United States. President Chancellor's concern about a Black plot to overpower a ruling white majority belongs in the same category as a tooth fairy fantasy. Yeah. I mean, Professor Chancellor. He was a professor. President Harding may have had Black blood, but he was a card-carrying KKK member who never used his office to help Black Americans. He sure didn't. That was a skin folk. His ass was a goddamn skin folk. Harding died in office in 1923. Within a year of his death, Congress enacted immigration laws that defined black as a person with one drop of black blood. That's what it said right here. Within a year of his death, Congress enacted immigration laws that defined black as a person with one drop of black blood. And we just mentioned that one drop of black blood, and then they were like, eventually white folks were like, well, all right, you can have a cup of black blood in you. And we possibly, we might take it, we might not. And then they, you can have a gallon of black blood in you, but we need, we'll let you procreate. It's all manipulation. It takes one to know one. In July 1969, Life magazine published photos of mothers of past presidents of the United States in the midst of the Black Power movement and made what many perceived was an innocent but major blunder. From the photos that Life ran of Ida Stover Eisenhower, it appeared to many Black Americans and others that she was a black mulatto. The Life photo was taken on September the 23rd in 1885, the day she married a young German immigrant named David Jacob Eisenhower. She gave birth to 6 sons, one of whom was Dwight David Eisenhower, who later became the 34th president of the United States. Anthony T. Browder, our brother Anthony Browder. Oh, my ancestors. Anthony Browder was one of the first ones that we learned. We ain't been here for 6 months. Thank you for letting us know last night, brother, or the night before that we've been there 6 months. Anthony Browder, y'all, our brother from the west side of Chicago. Our brother, Anthony Browder, Browder. He's the first and only black excavator that I know and love. I learned about. If it's some more, we're going to learn about them too. And we're going to love them too. And accept them too. But y'all, he's an archaeological excavator. He goes into the tombs. Where the Akhenaten is at. Where the Egyptian pharaohs is at. And the priests are buried. The burial chambers. That's what he do. Anthony Browder. And me and my grandbabies, the ones that's coming over here, y'all, the last time we was at the old apartment, we started studying Anthony Browder. They got their own notebook. And I put it on TV. And we annotate. We annotate. We got to start teaching our babies. Anthony Browder ain't teaching them nothing that's going to harm and make them think unsafe thoughts about white folk. They can't handle that yet. They cannot handle that yet. Sometimes I wonder if I can handle that, but I can. I can handle what they did and stuff. Their asses did it. I can face it. They did it. But our babies and stuff, give them the good. Gonna give them the good that they need, y'all. This new world order, I'm going to let you in on a secret. This new world order that's coming up, black people, black America, you're going to have to create all the contributions to ensure that your people survive this new world order. Don't you understand that? Everything that black people have invented was so that they contributed to the whole world. Some of them said this invention is for mankind. This contribution is for humanity. Some of them were specific. This is for my people. I did this right here. A lot of stuff you can look at it and see. They created inventions and contributions that made life easier for black people. And that's what our babies going to have to do today. Somebody going to have to come up invent a way to get y'all asses out of them Tesla cars when they lock up on your black ass. I'm just going to let Tesla drive me down to the grocery store. Yeah. And just like it's a riot going on in the next county you don't know nothing about. White people on queue and stuff. AI gonna be on queue too. Hell, the damn ride could be 2 states over. Your black ass don't know, but Tesla and them know, or AI gonna know. All the shit done hit the fan. Lock doors. Time to lock it down. It's gonna be like pushing that red button. And where the rocket go off and the explosion happens when you hit that red button. That's what it's going to be like when the shit hit the fan. Everything to do with AI that's connected is going to sink in at the same time. Your ass in a Tesla car, your ass going to be locked in a Tesla car. I'm just saying, your smart house, you got all that bullshit in it, it's just going to lock up. You can't get in or out. I'm just saying, that's AI for your ass. Yep, and the chip that's on the inside of you, that's going to have a reaction too when that red button is pushed. That chip that's on the inside of you and stuff, it's going to start transmitting data from you like that. Right now, it'll probably transmit data and stuff because some people got the chip already. That's what I read. And I seen a video of some folks in Wisconsin, a whole group, when they got the chip in their hand and stuff, little piece of rice. It's the size of a little piece of rice so they can pay for their lunch. Ass might be fired in 2 weeks. They don't know. Just dumb. I'm just saying. Don't make no sense to me. Anthony T. Browder in his book, Now Valid Contribution to Civilizations, also had a photo of Ida Stover Eisenhower and makes references to her Negro features. Throughout his years of military service and tenure as president, public records do not indicate any references to Eisenhower having African ancestors. If our society were truly colorblind and race neutral, why is it that nobody wants to be black? It's in the book. I'm just asking, the book answers a question. Why is it that nobody wants to be black? And nobody still wants to be black. They need some black babies so that they can flip the script and raise their numbers up. It only take 3 generations now. Just because they let that first baby be, don't mean, they're going to let it carry on and stuff, because they got to keep your food so that they can work behind the scenes on your black ass. I'm just saying. If our society were truly colorblind and race neutral, why is it that nobody wants to be black? Did Eisenhower do what many mixed race individuals do? Pass for white? And see, this right here is a picture of Ida Stover Eisenhower. That's a picture of her right there. If you can see it, I don't know. Yeah, but that's a picture of her right there. She look like a light-skinned black woman. She beautiful. Ida Stover Eisenhower, black blood. Reprint permission granted from the Eisenhower Presidential Library. Black blood in the oldest senator. According to Douglas Hall, a writer for the Baltimore Afro-American newspaper, Strom Thurmond, a powerful senator from South Carolina, had several black relatives, including an uncle and 2 cousins who were living in Edgefield County, South Carolina, in the same year that Strom Thurmond was presidential nominee for the segregationist Dixiecrat Party. The Black Thurmonds, Robert Thurmond and Eva Thurmond Smith, told the black press that they were members of the Strom Thurmond clan. Douglas Hall reported further, it seems like everybody up there in Edgefield, South Carolina, are Thurmonds. They are all colors. It is an old story and everybody in these parts know it. Although it was common knowledge that white men had black mistresses and spread their genes through the black race, there are still many who continue to believe in the purity of white blood and white skin. The way them motherfuckers was raping black women and black men. And then they think they got pure white blood raping animals. I digress. The literal rape of the black race, which has occurred throughout American history and accounts for the rainbow colors within the black race, is still not openly discussed in polite circles or among many whites, still trying to deny it. First Jews were not white. No, honey, that's what it say right here. The first Jews were not white. In 2004, the most popular, controversial, and financially successful movie was Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ. Didn't we just mention this the last night and the night before them readings? I mean, I forgot who I was listening to. It might have been Pastor Stephen Darby, because I done started listening to some new pastors and stuff too that's telling us the truth in these churches. Your pastor's supposed to be telling you the truth. if you still going to church. Your pastor supposed to be telling you the motherfucking truth with his lying ass. If he even knows. Probably sat in that bibliographical school for months on end. Or did it take weeks to get that to become ordained? And ain't asked no questions. Ain't tried to see and understand nothing from a black perspective. But the Passion of the Christ and stuff. Well, anyway, whoever I was listening to was talking about black women. Y'all asses at the theater, at the movies, watching Passion of the Christ, fainting and throwing up. Motherfucking fainting and throwing up. And here we as Black America can't get a goddamn whisper or whimper out of your black ass. Can't get a whisper or a whimper out of your black ass for John Hartfield, for Jim Grant. Where read some at? No, because I don't want to hear it. That's too much. Them days is old. That's old. That's gone. That's so long ago and stuff. Them things is not happening again. But then you get your motherfucking ass to the theater to look at Passion of the Christ. You in there throwing up. Literally faint. Oh, Jesus. And just faint out in the floor. Let's see if your ass gonna have some emotions. Keep that same motherfucking energy, Black America, for your own black Jesus. Willie Brown is your black Jesus. Jim Grant. Emmett Till, your black Jesus. We got our own black Jesus. Isaac McGee, John Pendleton, Richard Coleman, the men that we've been reading about in these books. All of these books. These are your black Jesus. These are the Jesus that's coming back. Your black ass better know somebody. If you do see a white Jesus up there, honey, you better ask if his ass is real or is he a hologram. And whether you say yay or nay, your ass better start asking him some questions. Well, where's black Jesus? Shouldn't he come back with you too? Is you here for black people or you here for white folks? Or did your Father God come with you? You finally hear Jesus. Now, can you please do something with white folks? Is you here for justice now? And you finna get justice? You better ask Jesus something. Is it white people in heaven? Are we trapped behind them pearly white gates? Is our wings really clipped when we go behind them pearly white gates with y'all? Can we really go to the afterlife? I'm just saying, ask his ass something. If you see some aliens, because they revealing themselves now. Yeah, everything is a whole new awakening. We in a new awakening. We, Black America, are in a second awakening. Well, it's more than two, actually. But the other ones we didn't know about. We didn't know about them awakenings and stuff. Now, the awakening of 1919, Red Summer, to our knowledge, was our first awakening. And this here is the second awakening. Black America, you in a new awakening. Ain't that some shit? I'm just saying, so this new awakening stuff is unprecedented. We never seen nothing like it before. In our lifetime, in our ancestors' lifetime, they ain't never seen no Sophia robot. They ain't never seen nobody have a chip, actual microchip in their body. It ain't never been seen. Somebody got a whole brain in somebody else's body. What they call it, transhumanism or something? Hell, I don't know what these people is thinking to do. Like the movie Get Out. Live through somebody else's body. Let me just put your brain in there, hook up all the connections and stuff, and it's your brain, but it's in a black body. So yeah, you got all their speed, the strength, you go in the sun, you got their melanin and their neuromelanin. White folks is some motherfucking, yeah. Them motherfuckers will take your bag of groceries, honey, and cook a meal for everybody on the block, and you have 5 items in the bag. It's manipulation. Manifest destiny, if you will. But let's read. Because I got things to do today. You do too. We going outside today, ain't we? Yes. The Passion of the Christ. As the movie's producer, Mel Gibson went to great lengths to create the realism of the last 12 hours of Jesus' life on earth and proclaimed that his movie was true to the New Testament. In the film, Jesus was portrayed as a white man, which contradicts common sense and the Bible. Contrary to the racists who proclaim Jesus was white and the sentimentalists who believe his color is unimportant so long as he is portrayed as white, Jesus was a dark man with African black features. So for all the white folks and all the skin folks, because your scary motherfucking asses is scared to say, Pastor. No, We're not finna have that white man up on the wall now. Well, I'll just be taking me and my family and we'll be going to the church down the street. I mean, you got to stand for something, Black America. We know what white folks stand for. Yeah. So for Jesus to have materialized on earth as a human, he had to have physical human features that blended in with people living in North Africa at the time. At that time. I think them white Africans in South Africa now. I don't know. Yeah. But at this time right here, he would have had to blend in with people living in North Africa. Black people, dark people, melanated people. There's a reason that Bible scriptures repeatedly indicate that Jesus did not have a universal physical appearance. Had Jesus had white, Asian, or Hispanic features, he would have stood out like a sore thumb in North Africa. Consequently, biblical scriptures were very specific in their description of Jesus. His African genealogy is found in Matthew 1:1-16, and Luke 3:23-38. Some of y'all might know these scriptures. Yeah, we'll look them up. I'll write them on there on my receipt with the religious scriptures. I'll write it on there, and we'll read it when we get to it and stuff. I'm sure we will anyway, but I guess it's going to say he black. Revelations 1:14-15 describe his skin color and hair texture as those of a black or non-white man. He ain't white. The genealogies of his parents, Joseph and Mary, were both Hamitic and Semitic, closely associated with an African ancestry. In many locations in Europe, Asia, and Africa, Jesus Christ and the Madonna, the mother of Christ, are depicted as black. Yeah, it's just here in America, the motherfuckers showed you something else. Yeah, matter of fact, I think it was Putin, however you say his name. Yeah, went ahead and told everything. Yeah. And then I guess it was the Vatican or somebody released they artifacts that they ass had stolen and stuff. And they worship Black Madonna, Black Jesus over there and stuff. And y'all over here, y'all ask, oh, Jesus, I just want to spend my whole life with you. But you don't know who you're talking to. You're calling on a cat, but you need to call on a dog. Now, I know the books say he black, got bronze hair and kinky, bronze skin and kinky hair like ours and stuff. But then that's neither here nor there when your whole mindset and your whole being sees him as white. You identify him as white. You see white people when you envision him. You don't look at black people and see that is Jesus. Jesus is black. You know it, but your mind is telling you something else. You live something else. Yeah, it's diabolical. It's manipulation. That's what it is, y'all. Yeah. John the Baptist was Jesus' cousin, and he had Afro-Asiatic features. Oh, you know the Wu-Tang Clan be talking about the Black Asiatic. Ooh, when Joseph and Mary sought to escape Herod, they hid in and blended in the population in deepest Egypt, a black nation. If Joseph and Mary had been white, they could not have been inconspicuous among people with black or very dark skin. In Exodus 4:6, Jehovah demonstrates his power to Moses on the mountain of Horeb, Horeb. This demonstration revealed Moses' skin color. Jehovah said to him, "Put thine hand in thy bosom." And he put his hand out. Behold, his hand was white like snow. Jehovah again said, "Put thine hand into thy bosom." And behold, when he pulled it out, behold, it was restored like the rest of his flesh. If Moses' hand was already white, it would not be a miracle for God to turn his hand white. However, since it did turn it white, then back to its original skin color, Moses' skin was not white. If black people were the original people, the first Jews, and all Jews from Adam to Jesus were required to only marry other Jews, Jesus would have had to been non-white. It is biologically impossible for a white Adam and Eve to produce white, yellow, brown, and black-skinned offspring. That's what it says. It's biologically impossible for white people. White Adam and Eve, the white man and the white woman. It's impossible for them motherfuckers to create any other race baby other than white. Other than a white baby. And any little mixed baby that come out with a tint to their skin and stuff, it's in their genetic. That somebody down the line done raped a black woman, had sex, procreated with a black woman or a black man. But let's read, There are numerous other indicators of the race of Jesus. Justinian the Great, the Roman emperor, minted a gold coin that carried a depiction of Jesus as a woolly-headed black man. Early statues and paintings depicted Jesus and Mary as black. A black Madonna statue is presently stored in the Vatican. In the Vatican, that's what it say. A black Madonna statue is presently stored in the Vatican in Rome. And she is venerated in many countries in the world. Just not the United States. These motherfuckers. Just not the United States. Worship of the Black Madonna and Isis, the Egyptian goddess, was well established in Europe by 1450 AD. When Christianity moved from Africa to Europe, the physical features of Jesus and Jews changed. Yep, in 1508, Michelangelo was paid to paint the Last Supper on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in Rome. And that's Sistine. The Sistine Chapel in Rome. He used his white relatives as models for the paintings. Yep. Y'all got the Last Supper on your wall. Your grandmama, your great-grandmama, go buy her a nice, a beautiful, nice picture. That's true. It's got truth to it. It'll resonate so much with it and stuff, But let her know, because you don't want her to come into the house and all of a sudden, she gonna notice. The Last Supper is gone. My mama had a huge rug. It wasn't a rug, it was a wall tapestry. And it was of the Last Supper. I'm gonna ask my sisters, you remember? It was of the Last Supper. And it was on the wall. And all of them were white. I didn't like that tapestry either. I really didn't, sis. I didn't like that tapestry and stuff. I didn't say nothing about it because it was mama's. It wasn't ours. It was hers. And, but yeah, I'm going to ask my sister, you remember that tapestry mama had? But I'm just saying, your grandmama, your great auntie, them got one and stuff. Just introduce it to them a little bit so that you'll be able to wean them off of it. Because these teachings and programmings, this indoctrination goes deep. It go deep. She might literally just bust out crying if she come home one day and don't see that tapestry on that wall with them 12 disciples, them 12 white men, and Jesus sitting in the middle of them. Yeah, it goes deep. But yeah, it do. It's like, damn. But where we at? Let's read so we can get done and stuff. My grandbaby's coming to see me today, honey. Yes, let's see here. Oh, well, yeah, he used his white relatives as models. Ain't that some shit? Is it ironic? It is ironic that when boxed in, religious conservatives will insist that the race of Jesus is unimportant. Oh, it ain't important, face. The only thing important that you get to heaven. And you can only get to heaven one way. They say that by Jesus. Jesus is the only way to get to heaven and stuff. Yet, as demonstrated in the Passion film, they do not care just so long as the color of Jesus and the Jews is white. That's all they care about. This might be the last one right here, y'all. Let's see here. Oh, yes. This going to be the last one right here, and I'll see y'all tonight. More dirty little secrets. Skin color tells interest. A black-skinned gal craves a house and lot. The brown-skinned gal wants a car. The yellow-skinned gal wants all a man's got. And there you are. That's it. That's what they say. The black-skinned girl craves a house and lot. The brown-skinned gal wants a car. The yellow-skinned gal wants all a man's got. And there you are. Myth of Indian and black aliases. Here's a myth buster. Alliances are normally created between people or groups who have common interests, needs, or predicaments. Since alliances do not normally occur between competing groups, what was the common interest between American Indians and blacks? If Indian and black alliances had existed centuries ago, then there would be some historical remnants today. With the exception of some Seminoles, American Indians have never identified with nor championed the cause of black Americans. Why? Because they stole our legacy. They bought it for $5. Let's read. Indians were offered treaty incentives that encouraged them to participate and to profit from black enslavement. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The most noteworthy aliens between blacks and an Indian tribe was between runaway blacks and the Florida Seminoles. With the exception of some Florida Seminoles, all of the so-called 5 civilized Indian tribes, the Choctaw, Chickasaw, Cherokee, Creek, and Seminole, treated African blacks as badly, if not worse, than European whites. All major Indian tribes were slaveholders, slave catchers, and slave traders, and they fought with the Southern Confederacy in support of black enslavement. We ain't had no friends. Them $5 Indians. That's what they call them today. I had no idea about their asses. In 1865, after the Civil War, the United States government negotiated peace treaties with various tribes that required them to free their black slaves. Several famous Indian chiefs were particularly contemptuous in their dealing with blacks. John Ross, R-O-S-S, a Cherokee Indian chief who personally owned 50 black slaves, announced why he held such hate for black people. Chief Ross said he and his brother understood the importance of black slaves in developing new lands and routinely sent boats down the Mississippi River to buy and bring back as many as 500 black slaves to be sold to white people who were migrating west. Yep, here, let me show you some slaves to take with you. You're going to need somebody to cook, clean, and cultivate the land. Or wash your babies, breastfeed your babies. In October 1860, in a speech to his tribesmen, Chief Ross attacked white abolitionists, saying, "Slavery has existed among the Cherokee for many years and is recognized by them as legal, and they have no wish or purpose to disturb it or agitate it. It is not an open question among us, but a settled one. Our locality and institutions ally us to the South." Wasn't no ally to us, wasn't no loyalty to us, no faithfulness to us. They gave that faithfulness, that loyalty to the South, to the Confederacy. Ross not only felt the South would win the Civil War, but like all of the 5 civilized Indian tribes, he supported the Southern Confederacy because Indians believed in black enslavement, sovereignty of Indian tribes, and land rights. Yep. And this is Stan Wattie, Confederate General, Chief Stan Wattie, W-A-T-I-E. You see, he was on the Confederate side. He on that little stamp right there. Another popular Indian chief, this is it, this is just the last part of it. Chief Stan Wattie, I just showed you the picture, supported black enslavement, despised black people, and was the last Southern Confederate general to surrender when the Civil War ended. Chief Stan Wattie and his tribes carried out the Confederates' black flag policy of not allowing black Union soldiers or their white officers to surrender. In one Civil War battle, Chief Stan Wattie, W-A-T-I-E, ordered his troops to shoot every captured black soldier wherever they could find them. American Indians understood that black freedom in America was a social position that could only be granted by at the pleasure of European whites or American Indians. Control your freedom, your life. This social phenomenon alone encouraged American Indians to subordinate and avoid identifying with any form of blackness. And yeah, we there you go. Ooh, I can't wait to read this Toussaint L'Ouverture Blink. Yeah, we're gonna read that Toussaint. I know some Toussaints too. But I thank y'all. We did it. Yep, we did it. Let me see. Ooh, oh my ancestors. 4 more pages and we'll be on chapter 9. It ain't but like 11 chapters in this book. Yep, 11 chapters. We ain't got but like 2-3 more chapters. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna finish it. I just it take me a little minute and stuff. You know, I have to take my time and stuff so I can read and stuff. Yeah. But I thank y'all for being here. I really thank you. I appreciate you being here and coming through, even if it's just for a few minutes to say hi and bye. Peace, love. Keep doing what you're doing and stuff. I sure appreciate it. And the ancestors do too. The ancestors are so proud and happy for us. They feel relief that we finally, at this late date, giving them the attention that they need. The attention that they wanted for so long for us. Just give them the attention so they can come to our assistance and our aid. They are our saviors, y'all. And I appreciate y'all for giving them your time during these sacred moments and stuff. Cause this, when I do make it on and stuff, it be like sacred to me. You know, it's like it's my purpose. You know, the ancestors, they all are sacred. Everything that they went through, the good, the bad, the ugly, the savage, and the ravishness. It must be told by us. It must be told by us. Even as the Trump regime, the drunk regime is erasing everything, we keeping it alive. We must keep us alive, keep our memory alive. We can't let these folks erase us because they ain't even supposed to be here. If your black ass wasn't sleeping with them, having babies with them, they'd be a little closer to on out the door. They will eradicate themselves if your black ass stop helping them to procreate and have more babies and stuff, which they done weaponize that now. After 3 generations, your black genes is wiped on out. You got to start living for you, loving for you. Shit, if you ain't in the right place to find the right black person you supposed to love and spend your life with and help to revive your ancestors' essence and being and their love and faith and their remembrance, then you ain't supposed to be in love with nobody yet. Your ass supposed to wait. Move to another place where you can find the one you're supposed to be with, because we're supposed to be with us. White folks had it right all along. We supposed to be with us. Black people supposed to be with black people. Now, I don't know, another 20, 30, 50, 70 years, your black ass gonna help them extinct yourself right on up out of existence. And I told you last night, I don't know who finna be the new black. White people or Chinese people or Japanese, that man, I'll find that video. And y'all gonna know if that man is Chinese or Japanese. When you see that video and his ass go into that salon shop with their hair, they fur. And when he come out, his hair, it looked like a black man's hair. But I don't know what his race is. I don't know who he was. So I just know he ain't black. So I don't know who planning on being the new black people. I don't know when they get your number so small. But, you know, don't worry, though. I don't want y'all to be worried anytime you see me or hear me or I'm on and stuff and you on here. I'm not trying to fearmonger you and make you fearful and scared. I just want you to be wary. Just know. I don't want your ass to be the only one black America that don't know. Then it's a war going on out there. The whole world on fire. The whole world on fire. You know, we just now coming out of this burning house that Martin told us about. We just now coming out of this burning house, but we ain't coming out to save the world, though. Them bitches left us in that burning house ever since Martin told us. Because they heard the things Martin was saying, too. They heard the thing Malcolm was saying. They heard everything. When Malcolm told us, only a fool let his enemy teach his children. White folks heard that. White folks heard all of that. When Martin Luther King told us, injustice against one is injustice against all, white folks heard that. They act like he was talking to us, black people. Martin was talking to they motherfucking asses, letting they goddamn asses know. You're doing all this injustice to black people, gonna come right back around on you. Injustice to one is injustice to all. He was letting them know injustice to black people is going to be injustice to you too. But white folks act like he was talking to us. That's why now you see everybody and their mama out there in the streets crying, begging, please don't let them find us. Yeah, we ain't got the papers to be here. They're going to deport us. So why don't black people help us? Everybody out there on that note now still ain't trying to repent, repay, have remorse. They still ain't. Ain't nobody stood up and said, and cut the check. Cut the goddamn check. Liberate black people. Get them what they need. Somebody. Hell, your ass is out there. What, they plan on things going back to the business as usual, I guess? They think we all gonna go back to being buddy after all this? No. I hope that ain't what your ass thinking. Because after all of this is over with here, they might let your black ass know, yeah, well, it was a time limit on slavery. And then your motherfucking ass be looking like, oh, well, we thought they were just deporting people that ain't really legally here. But now they deporting them and finna put your black ass back in slavery. See, you don't know what these white folks doing. I don't know what the fuck these white folks doing. I ain't never thought like this. My big brain ain't been on since I lost that Roots book. My big brain been off. I don't even think it turned on. Might not even been plugged up. But now that it is, I'm thinking. You must think so you can save our babies. It ain't about us no more. Our motherfucking ass is on out the door. We on our way. You know. Don't nobody know when the time come to transcend. But we don't reach these ages and stuff. It's time for us to know that, honey, you ain't got them youthful years no more. No, your ass is getting on up to your golden years. We getting up to our golden years. It's time for us to look back and reach for our children. And let our children know what's coming for them, what they can expect. Y'all done sit here, we have, and all my slumberness, my dedicated ignorance, and done let my children believe that, yeah, everybody's the same. Everybody got the same opportunity. No. We know we don't. That's a motherfucking lie. But I know one thing. Ain't nobody brought no white boy home. Well, one of my daughters did. I might have to ask her, do she remember that? Remind me of it, because I vaguely remember. Now, I don't know if it was somebody she dating. Was it that man from the military? Came home with the high school and stuff, talking about, yeah, well, we can send you to college and you'll get these perks and these benefits. And I get that man the hell up out of here. You ain't taking your ass nowhere I can't walk to. Hell, I walked to Jackson, Tennessee twice. 60 miles. Yes, honey, I laid out at the cracker. As soon as the sun came up, I was standing in the window with my backpack on. I had a big old stick, just like Walking Tall, that man in the movie Walking Tall, and The Rock made that movie too. I don't like that one though. But yeah, I had a big old stick, honey. As soon as the sun came up, it was time to go. Let me hear that walking. And I walked 60 miles to Jackson. So I'm like, no, hell no, you ain't going over across seas to no military shit. How the fuck am I going to get there if you need me? So, you know, that was out. Yeah, I didn't want to hear no more about it. And I think somebody liked it, a little white boy or something, but I'm like, oh, hell no. Not up in here. And I don't want your ass over there either. If I ain't going to be sitting up in there with his mama and daddy and grandmama and granddaddy, your ass ain't either. And don't have, well, mama, we going to come over and have dinner with him. Mom, why are you asking that? Because I'm going to ask they motherfucking ass. What did your great-grandmama do? So where was your great-grandmama at during the lynching of John Hartfield? Oh, you say you've been in this town for 300 years, huh? Your family owned everything, really? Well, John Hartfield was lynched here in 1916. Yeah, your family was here then. So where was everybody at? Can you tell us a little bit about that before we leave? You know, I'm just saying, don't set your ass around them tables and shit and let them tell you what you need to know, Black America. Your ass got to start asking some questions. I'm just saying, you know. But let's get some gratitude and some songs. I'm just going to leave a message. I don't even think I'm going to sing to you today and stuff because I don't want nobody to feel some type of way. I just want to leave you with a little goodness. Don't leave and have all of this on you. You still going to have to process the good too. Because, you know, in between these messages right here, I'll go back and forth. So I just want you to process everything. so you don't take all of that out there with you and stuff, because it will begin to get to you if you don't. Gratitude, though, just keep your gratitude with you, because gratitude going to shield you from negativity. I don't care what you got going on and stuff. The light bill got to be paid tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Can't get no payment plan. Oh, my ancestors, I can't get that payment plan. I got to have these lights paid by 5 o'clock tomorrow. It's $115. I ain't got 15 cents. Honey, just be grateful. Be grateful. Oh, thank you, ancestors, that I got to $5 to 5 o'clock tomorrow. Just thank your ancestors, honey. And if it's too late in that daytime, which, hey, you see people standing out there all time of the day and the night. I ain't saying you got to do it. I'm just saying it give you options. Gratitude going to give you options and stuff. It's going to let you know at this day and this time right now, if you can't go out there with your bill, you get your bill, honey, and you stamp that bill on that please help sign right there, $115, honey. Somebody going to come through. You get out there, honey. I ain't saying pray. I'm not saying pray. Meditate to your ancestors. And you got that bill out there, honey. You staple it on there, honey. As soon as you get out there, ancestors, I'm standing here. I'm waiting here, ancestors. I'll wait here till you send somebody to me to help me with this light bill. And they come and somebody give you $1, $1.50, a whole bunch of pennies and stuff. And you keep on. Stay grateful. Because somebody coming through. Oh, sister, come over here to this Wendy's parking lot. I done did it. Come over here to this Wendy's parking lot so I can, we're going to go ahead and call up here. And we're going to pay this bill for you. I'm just saying. And that right there, get up, go to some churches. Let them churches know, hey, I got my babies and stuff. I forgot about the payment plan and I didn't make that payment. Now the whole thing is due. And you can't do that. Tell your neighbor, hey, look here now. I'm going to need to use this long orange extension cord. And I just want to run this cord around to your window, up under your door somewhere. We'll throw a rug over it so people won't know and stuff if that's what you need. But I'm going to need at least one lamp up in this motherfucker for these babies tonight. I need to be able to plug up that hot plate. I mean, gratitude just going to give you some options. I'm just saying, you might call your daughter or your ex-husband or somebody and be like, yeah, can you pay this light bill for me? You don't even need to send me the money. I'm going to give you the account number. And you go ahead and do it. We can call them 3-way. But gratitude just going to give you more options, y'all. But you got to be grateful. Complaining don't do nothing. That's why I try not to complain unless it's about my people. Yeah. And gratitude makes you at least 25% happy. At least 25% happier. But see, I'm generally a happy person. I don't have many bad days. That's even before all the knowledge. I ain't really have many bad days. I've been through a lot. You cry out. When you cry, you release all that stuff. But so when you see it like that, I really don't have many bad days. When you are grateful, well, it do it to me. When I am grateful, I'm in my gratitude swag, my gratitude vibe, honey, oh, my happiness go through the roof. I'm like 55% happier. But that's me. You can be happy with 25% happier. But the key is gratitude is yours. You don't need another person to make you happier. Now, I be happy. I'm going to be happy when I see my grandbabies and stuff. We're going to walk around my new community and stuff. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be very fucking happy. I'm getting happy now. But, I make me happier. My gratitude makes me happier. They going to go home with their mama, ain't they? I'm just saying. But they going to go home to their mama and stuff. People that you love, and you think they love you, and they make you so happy. Well, people change. People fall out of love. People cheat. People marry other people. People die. You move. People move. Things happen. So you got to be able to bring that happier to yourself. You can't put that on somebody else here. They might be mad. I don't feel like making your ass happier today. Get the hell away from me. And then you like, I need to be happier. What am I going to do? I need to be happy. Be your own happiness. Be your own happier. Give yourself the freedom, the permission to make you happier. Shit, ain't a motherfucker can't even bring me $100 to make me happier right now. So, okay? No. Cause what's gonna happen when that? Oh, I'm gonna need that $100 back. Oh, I didn't mean to give you that 100. I meant to give you $10 here. Let's switch that back up. So then what's gonna happen? Your ass upset and depressed. Oh damn, I'm gonna go pay this bill and get some groceries and this and that. Now I can't do none of it. Be your own happiness. I'm just saying. Gratitude rewires your brain. Gratitude eliminates stress and it heals you. Gratitude, y'all, improves your sleep. You can sleep like a baby. Now, you don't know which way it's going to go about that light bill. You went out there all day today, and you didn't come home with number $50. But, hey, tomorrow at 5 o'clock, you better use them first few hours and get out there. And get your other few dollars up. Go to some churches and stuff. Go to them resources. I'm just saying. But it improves your sleep because now you got options. You got some of it. At least, hey, I can take these babies over there to my mama house. Hell, I'll just be having candlelight pizza. I did that once before in my young adulthood. Left my mama when I was 16. That's how I failed everybody. I failed my people because I left my mama when I was 16. Moved out on my own. And them lights got cut off. I didn't call my mama and them to pay my bill and stuff. Because, I was like, well, no, I don't want nobody telling me I told you so. You a lie. Don't tell me I told you so. That's why when I got pregnant the second time, I moved and got my own place. The hell, we stubborn. That old dumb, petty ass shit. Yeah, we stubborn like that, and it fucked me up. It costed me my loyalty to my people. Shit, hell, I was supposed to been talking to my people, letting y'all know who we really are. Well, once I learned. But I'm just saying, if I stayed with my mom and them and stuff with my babies, I might have would have found myself at the library with my babies. See, I love to read. But then and stuff, it was just like, no, I don't want nobody telling me I told you so. I'm going to get my own apartment and stuff, yeah. And I'll just raise my babies. So in 11th grade, I quit school. Yeah. And there you have it and stuff. I'm just saying. But gratitude, y'all, it boosts your self-esteem and your performance. A motherfucker don't know why you so happy. Oh, you over there, you making production today, ain't your face? I sure am. Don't know. Well, damn, did you win the lottery? Did you get some? You fell in love? What happened? Shit, you get a check in the mail? It's nothing. It's just gratitude. Gratitude, y'all. It's all your benefit. Yeah. And you can tell them that, no, honey, I'm just grateful. Yeah, you should try it. Ain't no harm in letting us know gratitude works for us. That ain't going to take nothing away from you just because you let sister know. Just be grateful and let her know. Don't just say just be grateful. I mean, just let her know how to be grateful, why to be grateful. And that way, when she gets it and stuff and it resonates with her, she getting the benefits, the prosperity, the abundance from gratitude, just like you. It don't take none of your prosperity and abundance away. It bring you more, actually. Because when she come and tell you, oh, honey, since I've been grateful last week, I've been getting money. My sister gave me a car. I didn't even know. Honey, I got a house. And you like, damn, shit, gratitude brought you more than it brought me. I'm just saying, it ain't nothing to be jealous about or nothing like that. It's letting you know that you are making changes in people's lives. That's more than anything. When you can be a change in somebody's life, but we as a people that's been taught to hate ourselves and look at it like, oh, shit, I told your ass about gratitude, and now you got money. You got more than one car. Now your ass moving. Like your ass want them to say, well, hey, can I give you my old car? Hell, you should try being more grateful. Be grateful that you're grateful. Maybe then the ancestors will send you all of your abundance and prosperity. Because see that little enviousness? Well, they gave you more than hell. They gave me, and I once told your ass about it. They're going to block you. We can't have that. You got to stop all of that shit. White folks did it to you. Yeah. Gratitude improves your relationship. Don't nobody want to be around somebody always complaining and stuff. Sure don't. I think I used to be a negative Nancy. Yeah. Before I left, changed my whole life. I don't even want to be around the same frequency no more. So, it just depends on us, the people. but it changed your whole relationship. Yeah, people love to see you coming when you grateful. It improves your relationship. It could be your friend, your teacher, your mama, your daughter, your neighbor, anybody. They know you're coming and going, but they know when they see you and stuff, you got something good for them. You might not see me but 3 seconds. Yep, that's long enough for me to say, oh, my sister, you look just like Mia Jemison today. How you doing? And I'm gone. And yeah, well, damn, I don't know who she was. She was just like, let me look up and see who is Mia Jemison. The astronaut. The astronaut. See, you never know. We got to just talk to each other. And the last one, y'all, how your body reacts to singing. And I don't need to tell y'all how profound our music is. I shouldn't have to tell you that. It give you goosebumps. You ain't had goosebumps since 1972 when you listen to the Commodore's Fantasy. You ain't had no goosebumps, since Stephanie Mills used to play on the radio. Mama turned it up. Everybody cleaning on Saturday morning. You listen to Al Green and stuff, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and the music does something to you. This music right here is warped. When you sing joyful, expressive songs, y'all, it nourishes your heart. It balances your emotions and it uplifts your spirit. Honey, it ain't nothing like our music. Can you hear the Commodore? I know you're searching. I know you're searching for that love, a little peace and understanding. I know, right? And I know it's been hard trying to find your way. He talking to us. But you got to keep on searching harder day by day. That's to us. Because I want you, and you. Yeah, that's the Commodore. They always talking to us. Every last one of them. Barry White was talking to us. Al Green, Marvin Gaye, Duke Ellington. Whoever you bring up was talking to us. They were singing to us. They weren't singing to white folks. White folks can't even resonate with this. They dance off the title. That's what a brother said some years ago. They were like, what are white people doing? What are they dancing off of? What in the hell? And then somebody was like, brother, like, oh, they dancing off of the title of the song. They ain't hearing no beat, no nothing. They just dancing off the title of the song. It resonates with us. See? So you got to get back to it. And singing helps expand your lungs, Black America. And it improves your oxygen intake. I told you we living like white folks. I mean, your ass is literally eating, thinking, sleeping, taking care of yourself, pampering yourself like white folks, talking like white folks, dressing like white folks. I don't hardly see no originality in my sisters. Yeah, I don't know. Hell, they probably leave from me and thinking, damn, her sing right. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, sister don't sing right. I just had to tell, I can't even see your beautiful face. I didn't even know who you was. I wouldn't have passed right by you if I knew that was you. You look like somebody totally different. I had to literally walk around you because you look like you was standing like my sister. So I just walked around and looked in your face to see. And then, oh, sis, that is you. And then you had nerve to think, oh, you gonna pass right by me? Hell, I didn't know who you was. Your ass look different. You know who I am. Now, I might change my hair a little bit or something like that, but your ass know me. I'm just saying, yeah. So when you singing, y'all, because we breathing like white folks too. Now, you can't be living the other parts of life like white folks and think that the most natural parts of life, like breathing, is going to remain the same beneficial reaction of your body's reaction. But we breathing like white folks too. We breathing so shallow. It's almost like we damn near hyperventilating. Yeah, we want sneeze away from hyperventilating. Because we breathing like white folks, taking all these little shallow ass breaths and stuff. I went to a meeting. It was an event of all the black vendors and stuff. They were so beautiful. And some of them was other races and stuff too, that was there. And sister had a breathing class. So we went over to the breathing class. But I didn't know even then, that that's what it meant. It was just within myself when I started realizing, darn, it's kind of difficult getting used to this new breathing, because you got to breathe. You got to breathe deep and stuff. And when I first started doing it, honey, and I started breathing deep and started coughing and shit, you thought I was smoking a cigarette. But it's just breathing and stuff. So today, I'm able to realize that, yeah, we even breathing like white folks. You can't do it. Honey, right today, we need to be walking around with our whole nose open. Yeah, breathe deep. Folks don't know if you're mad, if you're ready to fight or what. Now, honey, I'm getting all this oxygen. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. I'm getting all this oxygen. Because in a few years, y'all, you don't know your nose going to be that small. Your nose going to look like Michael Jackson. Going to be so small. We got wide nostrils so we can breathe. Y'all asses, you better get right. You better sing every song you think of today. Yeah, I'm finna move everything to the side. We finna dance right here. Sure will. Yeah. Let's finish though. Your liver. Singing helps regulate emotions like frustration, anger, and stress right on out your liver. Now, I heard and learned that medicine, y'all, your ass taking 9 different pills. And all that goddamn the pills and medicines is storing up. They accumulating in your body. I didn't know. Hell, I just learned myself. School didn't teach me none of this. I just learned that all the medications is storing up in your body and shit. Same way with anger, frustration, and stress. No wonder sister can't give your ass a smile. No wonder brother is mad and restless. Out there, hell, they got so much anger, frustration, stress, pills, mental trauma, all kind of shit that's on our brain, in our hearts, accumulating in our organs and shit. Honey, everybody ought to be singing. Yeah, as soon as I step outside, I'm singing good times. I'm humming something. We got to start singing. That's a key for us. We done gave up all of our keys for white America. Everything we've sacrificed. We've sacrificed it. We gave it away. We forfeited everything we ever had for white America to be around their useless asses. Can't invent nothing. Can't contribute nothing to mankind or humanity but some goddamn robots. Your asses, they still don't want to take care of their motherfucking self. Still don't want to bathe their own goddamn self. Them motherfuckers thought a wash rag was for poor people. I'm so done. So done. Don't try to teach their asses nothing else. You done taught them all you can teach them. You can't teach them nothing else. Everything, black people, the Moors. I heard about them too. I'm gonna try to find a Moorish temple somewhere. We going. Yeah. But everything that our people taught white America to learn, they never learned it. They just memorized it and used it against us. Right to this very day, allegedly 2025. Hey, I can say how I feel too, or you can leave. Because everybody got a channel on here saying how they feel, how their perceivance is about things. So don't make it seem like, hey, I'm wrong. Now everybody else is goddamn it wrong. Letting y'all asses think and believe you need to go to heaven and spend your forever after with white folks. You ain't got to. You ain't got to. And in my opinion, you better not. Yeah, and last but not least, your kidneys. Honey, and let me tell you about the frustration, anger, and stress. Sister, you see her every day on the bus. You see her every day on the train. Every time you go get your morning coffee, stop drinking that Starbucks and Caribou coffee because the shit loaded down with sugar and stuff, y'all. I'm just saying. But every time you go there, you see sister. She getting her coffee too. But her ass hell is just 7 o'clock in the morning. We've been in line 3 minutes. It's 7:03. Yo, you already bitter, angry, mad. What's wrong with you, sister? She don't want to tell you. She don't want to tell you because she don't even know. Just ask her what's her favorite song. Ask her what's her favorite song. If she roll her eyes at you, then you tell her what's your favorite song. Well, my favorite song is Barry White. Oh no, I love Barry. Let the music play. I just want to dance the night away. Right here, where I'm gonna stay all night long. Ooh, 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 we let the music play on. Just until I feel this misery is gone. And she either gonna walk off, cuss your ass out, or she gonna start singing too. I'm just saying, pick Al Green if you like sha la la. Sha la 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 la. Oh baby. Dun, dun, dun. I'm just saying. You know, get her to talk and stuff. And then when she cracked that smile and she starts singing with you or whatever, at least she ain't cuss your ass out. Then you let her know what a song can do for you. I don't care if you stand over there and hum. She gonna be humming too. She know what that hum is. I'm just saying. Sing. It's the songs. It's got to be a sound. What music to the world? Music to the world, no. Map drawer, no. The ones putting music in here. The music is gonna be a sound. Y'all say it's gonna be a thunder that let you know when Jesus and God come back. This the thunder. Black America. Yeah. And you know, last but not least, your kidneys, honey. When you singing, honey, it can strengthen. It will strengthen your kidney energy. Yeah, by fostering your vocal expression. I didn't know your kidneys. When you hitting that high note with Stephanie Mills, your kidneys is too. Your kidneys is too. And it's strengthening your kidneys. Your body heals when you singing, uplifting, joyful, expressive songs. Now your ass get out here singing WAP. That ain't gonna do nothing for you. It ain't gonna do nothing for you. That's why white America changed the music. I'm just letting you know. Shit, go outside today and start singing Good Time. Just looking out of the window, watching the asphalt glow, thinking how it all looks hand me down. Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, everybody gonna be singing with you and stuff. Yeah, just open the floodgates for our people so we can start talking to each other. I'm just saying, okay, just try it so we can start communicating with each other, because the shit is over now. All these lies and shit is over now. And you see it out there, white folks trying to act like black folks is a threat to them. No, we not. We ain't never been a threat to white America. We're a threat to ourselves. But I will say, however, white folks allowing, teaching, condoning, supporting, encouraging, whatever the fuck they doing for their kids to continually torment, threaten, bully, you know, our children and stuff. That shit is over with. That bullshit is over with. This new awakening is out of everybody's control. It's out of our control. It's out of their motherfucking control. It's in the ancestors' hands now. That's what it's in. They will be avenged. My ancestors will not be ignored any longer. Any people that step up and try to shut this down, shut down them again, they ain't gonna make it. They not gonna make it. No. What happened to the what happened to that young man? It's unfortunate that it happened to him. But whether it's bullying, racism, or whatever, stop being that fucking way with people. You don't know what folks is going through. You don't know if somebody can take a slap or not. Who the fuck want to? Who gives somebody the right? Oh, no, you can't be in here. Your ass ain't the authority. That boy should have went and got an adult if that was the case. I mean, all of this bullying and racism and I'm better than you, you don't belong here and shit, you know, and looking down on other folks and stuff. Everybody in the whole world, if that were true, would be looking down on white America. The most cannibalistic, brutal, inhumane, no soul, no spirit whatsoever, not a conscience, not an emotion, no will, no intuition, no communion with a higher power whatsoever. Everybody be looking at white America because they the motherfuckers ain't got nothing to offer nobody. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. you know. Yeah, that's how I feel about it, you know. We just gotta wake up for us. That's all. We just gotta wake up for us. That's it, and that's all. So let's go. Enjoy the beautiful day, you know. And dang, we still didn't get out by 3 o'clock, but that's all right. That's all right. Hello, Ashby. Oh, I love you. I'm so glad you're here. And Map Joy, you know, I was talking about the music, Just the Way You Are. Oh, I love Barry White, Just the Way You Are. Ooh-wee. Bobby McFerrin, Kids Toys. Yeah, this is the music. Be happy. I know. We got to. We got to. You know, so yeah, let's just go out and enjoy the sun. And you know, when you're out in the sun, it increases your mitochondrial DNA. That's what I read and wrote it down somewhere. Yep. It's just all the goodness, the greatness is in us, y'all. And I love y'all. Let's go enjoy our day and stuff. And just, you know, process what we be learning about and stuff. Process it so you could be your greatness. You could be your greatness. Keep your gratitude with you, honey. Our ancestors suffered tremendously. They suffered tremendously. But we here for them. We here to stand up for them. Yeah. Ain't no avengement we got to do. I mean, I ain't saying you got to go out and harm nobody. That's not what they want. I think since we started reading this right here, we may have read 2 black men. One of them wanted white folks to perish in hell. Sure did. And the other one was telling God to smite them down. You know, but other than that, nobody was wishing harm on white people for what they were doing to them and stuff. You know, they were just begging to be saved. So today, allegedly 2025, I don't be saying advocate no type of violence. Go and get payback for our ancestors, because that's over and done with. Your ass should have been trying to stand up for the ancestors, even if it was to only teach our children. So now, you know, that's where we at today. Just teach our children. That's the only thing we can do. Teach our children, teach ourselves, and get the fuck away from white America. Yeah, decide where you want to spend your ever after. Because I ain't going to heaven with white folks. I refuse to spend my forever after with them motherfuckers. I don't give a goddamn what no pastor say. I sure don't. You can't make me believe that it's heaven and hell. That's it and that's all. That's it and that's all. Heaven or hell. What's it gonna be, Face? You a goddamn lie. You is a motherfucking lie. Them ain't the only 2 options for black people. Oh no, honey. We can go back to the ethers. I'm going back to the 12th or never. I don't never want to see a white person again. And when I get to the ethers, the 11th universe, the 11th multiverse, and I see a white person, a white spirit, or feel some of their evil asses up there, I'm sounding the alarm. I sure am. I'm going to run their motherfucking asses right up out of the ethers. Get your motherfucking ass back down to heaven where you belong. Heaven ain't nothing but a trap. Don't get behind them pearly white gates. They're going to clip your wings. I already done told you about it. I might go into detail again tonight because we need to consider these things. Reconsider where we're going to spend our forever after. I mean, it's true. I don't know why folks lied to you. You ask your pastor and come and let us know. I'm just saying, peace and power to the people. Y'all got y'all grandbabies. Go get y'all grandbabies too, because I'm finna go get mine. I know.